Yeah. Baby mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the role, Miss Innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She she focused on the wrong shit. Worried about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business. Tell them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
All stand, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sine die. God save the state and this honorable court.
Yeah. You may be seated, motherfuckers. Shout out to the Baby Mama Terrorist Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And what we're going to talk about today is about a baby mama terrorist who just won't get out of their feelings of a situation that happened in the past, worrying about a father, the biological father, that does not want to be a father. Yes, fellas, this is not about a guy who want to be a father, is not allowed to be a father. This is about a biological father who actually does not want to be a father in his child's life. Don't pay child support, run for child support, and continue to do him. And I want this to be a learning perspective to mothers who don't choose to be single mother, who didn't choose single motherism, who is not a baby mama terrorist, but also we're going to definitely put knowledge to these baby mama terrorists. So in this segment, I want y'all to hear this woman talk to Love Dorsey. For those who don't know who Love Dorsey is, she got a platform on Facebook. She got over 32,000 likes on her page. She's well known on social media. She also has Instagram, and she come with the raw shit. She keep it real, and she actually told this baby mama terrorist the truth because she is a baby mama terrorist. She's not a baby mama terrorist. The one that she talked to is not a baby mama terrorist because she alienated him or she, run into the courts for the wrong reasons. It's justified. But when y'all hear the shit she whining and talking shit about, she even missed it. She's taking this shit personal because he's getting away. He's getting away. This is why a lot of your kids be set up for failure because y'all so busy worried about what the fuck this dude ain't doing instead of take care of your own motherfucking kids. And when I talk to a lot of mothers, not baby mama terrorists, and they actually got a guy that didn't want the kid, don't want to be a father, you decide to keep the father, I tell them, keep your veins cold, wash your hands and move on, take care of your kid and do what you got to do. And if it's a boy, try to have a male figure around so he don't act like you. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 simple forces you got in your household. I ain't talking about some dude that's coming to pump and dump. I'm talking about your father, your brother, your godfather or his godfather, a coach. There's no excuse why it's not a male figure around. Don't come with that you ain't with nobody independent bullshit, but that's a lot of these baby mama terrorists do. Wash your hands and move on. Don't be bad mouthing the father. Let the child see for themselves when they get older if they actually meet him. And then go from there. But you worrying about what some other motherfucker ain't doing is stressing you out. And that's going to put stress on that child because you're going to take it out on that child one way or another, whether if it's mental or physical. And it's sad that you got a lot of baby mama terrorists who do got a guy that pick up the slack, simping for us. And you still not satisfied. You still worrying about what this dude ain't doing or what is doing or what he is doing. He ain't stunning you, but you worrying about what the fuck he doing anyway. And that's why I say, but these dumb simping for us don't even realize that she don't give a fuck about you. You just there to reap the benefits, and she's still worrying about what the fuck he doing. But yet, your dumb ass still stay around this motherfucker. And I'm glad Perfect Black is in here because we was on Platinum Elite's live. I wasn't even finna come in it, but I went on to win in it because it was talking about child support. And once again, like I tell y'all, you got people that don't know what the fuck they talking about. You got people that stereotype black men, stereotype men and everything else. And some people really got a lack of knowledge. For example, a brother said that the government don't take a percentage of child support. It's only for people on welfare, which that's epic failed and is wrong. Then he said that, I think his case was in New York. He said he had the right lawyers, all the receipts and everything, and he was able to get custody. So he thinks that if you come with all your receipts, had the right lawyer and everything else, you will get custody or equal parenting. And that was a lie. But like I say, the good thing I did talk about was the fact that a lot of people did understand exactly what I was talking about and knew I wasn't lying. But like I said, I let the person talk. A lot of people, jumping in and out. But I don't do that. I want y'all to hear what this person's saying. And it was a baby mama Terror supporter coming on there doing the same rhetoric. Talking about black men this and black men that. Then when I come with the stats and everything else, they still talking about but still. So that's why I say you can't entertain this black man. Like I say, the term deadbeat ain't even the real term of what society say about some dude on child support. Fucking lie. And Blackness was on there before I was, and he was telling the brother and the sister the facts, even from his situation. They ain't want to hear that shit. So that's why I say, and because of me coming on that platform, a lot of people said, I'm subscribed and we're going to be coming on your channel. Like I told you, I'm for the minority. I'm not for the majority. And then before I got on, well, maybe get on there with the brother said that, yeah, he got baby mama Terry. He's talking about child support, but in order to get commercialized, to get out there into the public, you got to be like a Kevin Samuels. You got to be professional and all that shit. And that's when I had to come in because I'm not trying to get commercial. Because even if I go commercial in a suit or whatever, they're not going to take me serious. They're not going to try to make no change. Not at all. So I do what I do the way I do it. I don't have to wear no fucking suit to state my case. I got facts. And people need to understand that sometimes looks can be deceiving. And you can't go off of talking about how a person got to act and talk and shit like that. That's like these baby mama Teds got these degrees that's dumb as fuck. See, been there, done that with the suits and all that shit. You know what I mean? I don't have to wear a suit. I'm as is. And I'm not trying to be a representative of the commercial in the public, except when it comes to public speaking, that's what I want to do and do shit in the street. But as far as me have to look a certain way and act a certain way, nah, I'm who I am. I'm Mr. Palmer. And that's that. I don't have to patty cake and transform to any motherfucker just to get somebody's attention. I'm for the minority. I know the majority is not gonna ever side of me. Too many simping forces and baby mama Terror supporters and government daddy simping forces. So I'm not worried about them. That's why I say I'm only for the minority, which is us. But y'all go check out Platinum Elite, and people who know who he is, definitely subscribe to him. Y'all check it out. And like I say, you can't make this shit up. But back to what I was saying when it comes to Love Dorsey, she's, I guess from what I see on her page, she's a model on social media and stuff like that. And she talks kind of like what Kevin Samuels say, and she is about truth. She call out the bullshit when she call out whether it's a man or woman. She not gender biased and shit. Like right here, she did a 8-hour video saying he don't have to be with just one woman. Tripped out, huh? It's a lot of women that actually understand the narrative of that. Man don't have to be with just one woman. You know what I'm saying? So she is controversial. She talked to a lot of women on there. And this one, that's when she called out this baby mama Tess who would not just let it go. She's doing, my motherfucker's doing good, but you still worry about the biological father. And I want y'all to hear, it's a 30-minute clip. We're going to hear it. I'm going to dissect it. This is her Instagram also. She got 194,000 followers. She got a website and shit like that. And she gutter with it. She talk like I talk, but she speak the truth and keep it real. She may be controversial because, of course, if she say something like that, a man can have more than one woman, then I guess they'll consider her as a pick-me and shit like that. And but like I say, she got a book and all that stuff. I reached out to her people to try to see about doing an interview with her. Maybe I get a response and see what's going on. But that's okay. Even without her, we're gonna definitely dissect this video. And this shit goes on all the time. Like I said, this is for a mother who did not choose single motherism, and the man does not want to be in the picture for whatever reason. And also it's gonna be for these baby mama terrorists that did choose single motherism. They won't let it go with the father, and he's trying to be a father, and he's paying his child support. So we're gonna talk about that. And like I said, when it comes to women who did not choose single motherism and trying to be in her feelings and keep stressing about what the dude ain't doing, you have to live your life and wash your hands and move on. Keep your veins cold, just like I tell the men. Wash your hands and move on, pay your child support, and better yourself, change the laws of your mind. It goes both ways. And see, while motherfuckers be, like I say, want to assume me, but yet they don't come on the page. Y'all motherfuckers don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, and that's facts. So yeah, but before I start, I want to give a shout out to people that's up in here. I want to give a shout out to Supreme, my boy Jason Johnson, Jaylon. We got Julius Mays up in the building. We got my boy 8-0 from overseas. We got Ricardo. We got the bailiff, Game of Lives Matter. Shout out to the team. We got the district attorney, Gail Lockett. Appreciate you, my sister. Yes, sir. We got Chief Rocker. We got Little Rock. And also, Chief Rocker sent the $5 donation in the super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Anybody want to definitely donate, do the super chat. If not, the cash app is right here, MrPalmerD4S. D4S stands for do for self. Definitely need help. Definitely need that help because, I'm running for child support and, trying to definitely grow this platform, build it much way as I can. Appreciate everybody. We got Brother Darkness up in the building. We got Lou Business up in here. We got Seth. We got Seth up in here. We got Clan Killer up in here. We got my boy JJ Green. We got Mr. Hall. We got my boy Dr. Thunder. Shout out to him, man. Please subscribe to his page, man. Good brother, man. He's out here putting in that work. He know what it is. Oh, man. I got to give a shout out to Honey69. And to let y'all know, I believe she's 54 years old or 74 years old. The Honey69 does not mean what y'all think. It's just she was born in 1969, so that'd be her age. She came off my boy Bernard Riley page. I did the interview with him this morning also talking about the Simple Forces. I'm surprised to see you in here, but I do appreciate you coming on here. Thank you, sister. Yes, thank you. We got You're So Cool up in here. She came from my boy Ricky Manor page, and she support the page and understand what exactly I be talking about. Shout out to you. We got Apple Girl up in here, my boy Perfect Blackness. You know what I'm saying? What up, Judge Palmer? ADA, Perfect Blackness, checking in. Shout out to my brother, Chicago native as well. We got my girl B Candy up in this build. I gotta give a shout out to her, man. She came like a little long way, but she understands exactly what I'm talking about. She stayed in to get more of an understanding. Shout out to you. That's why I say you gotta investigate before you assume, hey, fuck child support, which it is fuck child support, but assume why this person is saying it, can't just go off what you see. She said, so this channel focuses on women who will not allow men to parent because I see women do tear up their bodies in birth, then take care of the kid, and see man going on with his life. Sad. Well, yeah, that's true. And that's why we're going to talk about this right here today. And this is Dr. Thunder's page. Please subscribe to that brother. Great brother, man. Definitely. Also want to give a shout out to Chris Neely. Want to give a shout out to I Get Sitting 89. My boy Abe. Mr. Lee up in the building. We got Lillian up in here. And we got who else? We got Lorenzo up in the building. Man, appreciate y'all tuning in. And everybody's up in here. We had 101 already. We got 61 likes. Let's definitely get them likes up, man. We definitely got to get this page blowing and going into the algorithm and everything else because it's slowly growing. It's definitely growing. And people are hearing my name all around here, and it's steady growing. baby mama Terrence watching, trying to pocket watch, but you ain't gonna get shit because nigga, I sleep on the couch. Broke nigga off Cottage Grove ain't got shit, ain't worth a shit. Ain't that what everybody say? So keep watching. So now we're gonna get to the video of Love Dorsey. A lot of men watch her, and as well as women, and they support what she do. And I don't watch everything what she do, but I definitely did a video about her a while back about a situation she talked about. So we're gonna put this thing in. She talked to the girl one-on-one while she in the car. And like I say, you can't make this shit about this baby mama terrorist shit. And like I say, she didn't alienate the man for being a father, but she's still worried about why he ain't in the picture, even though she's good. And these sympathy forces are definitely real. Shout out to Kareem for coming up in the building. We got to give a shout out to Roger Connor. Appreciate you, my brother. And the Bill up in the building from Portland, Oregon. God damn, you all the way over there. So yeah, we finna definitely get this started. And like I said, let's get them likes up. If you can share it, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Let's definitely do that. Portland, man, my man. All right, let's get it.
Yes. And I've been trying to get the judge to keep coming down here, period. Because I don't have the support system to where somebody just watches my daughter. Like, I have to really search and find somebody to watch her.
So what do you, I guess what I'm trying to say, I got you. And listen, I get that you're emotional. Trust me, I understand. As a parent, I get your frustration. But I guess what I'm trying to understand is, for example, when you said, you know, your baby daddy was ordered to pay something and he didn't pay it by the date that the court said, but you know, he was able to come to court, finagle whatever excuse, and as long as he got it paid that day, they didn't do nothing to him. If it got paid, what is it that are you wanting to see him go to jail, or what is it that you're wanting?
I want him to be held accountable.
So you want to see him? Go ahead.
Even before, I didn't ask for him to go to jail. That was something the judge threw out last month.
Right, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, most of the time, and when you understand that this country is a business, most stuff be about money anyway, even down to criminal crimes. Like, we ain't even talking about, you know, family court. Because
you heard what she said. She said it's a business. Even she said it's a business, even to come to criminal court. And she says, the mother said, baby mama Terry, as far as I'm concerned, she said, I want him to be held accountable. But y'all ain't heard shit yet. Y'all ain't heard shit yet.
You're talking about family court. I'm saying, even if somebody commit an actual crime against somebody else who is a real victim, if you got the right bread and you get the right attorney and you can go to court like your baby daddy and you can finagle excuses or a defense to where you can come up off that shit, that's what it ends up being about. So what I'm saying is, if the court said, okay, he's supposed to pay blah by this date, he don't pay it by this day, but he go to court with a good enough excuse and have the cheese right then to pay for whatever. Like, can you understand how that would, like, basically alleviate him from doing jail time?
I do understand it, and I guess that's the part that.
So, but that's why I'm asking you. But that's why I'm asking you to be. But that's why I'm asking you to be honest. You're basically wanting to see him go to jail because, of course, it seems unfair that he's like skating through the system.
It's not today. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
She already getting irritated about what she hearing because she's not trying to hear what she talking about. Like she said, she took him to court, and I guess the judge said, "Hey man, you gonna pay something, or you gonna pay your arrears, or you going to jail." So he was smart. He said, "I'm gonna pay," and he paid it. Now he going about his business again, being that y'all want to call it deadbeat, even though that's not the right definition. But I'm gonna go off your logic, deadbeat or runaway or a road runner, whatever you want to call it. And she's not taking heed of what she's saying. But I want y'all to hear the amount that he's paying the child support. That's what I want y'all to hear. But she keeps trying to deflect. She understands exactly what she's saying, but she's not going. Why would a baby mama Terrence want to stop the bullshit? And yeah, Hero, shout out to Pride, man. I think she is from Chicago. I looked on her Facebook. I think she is from Chicago, but I don't think she live there now. But that's where that's where it says she's from. I'm not sure.
All the other times I just wanted the judge to make him accountable. Like, okay, you got a mentor. Any other time somebody comes, like, he pranked me on, I don't know what it is for me and this judge, but if I come to court half-assed, or if I'm in there 15 minutes late, like, he's crucifying me. But this nigga will show up to court, and we both don't have attorneys. So that's like, when I first filed this, I had an attorney, but the shit got so costly because he wasn't coming to court to where I couldn't afford
Now you heard what she said. She said the judge basically side with him, and if she late and fucked up, she get penalized. So evidently, it must be a father. I'm sorry, I apologize. It must be a judge that's actually for men. You have a few judges, whether it's a man or woman, white or black, that are for men. A few, very few. Because if you saying this dude ain't paying the child support and he not putting him in jail and teaching him a lesson, he just saying pay it now, or you're gonna go to jail. And when you don't show up or you late, he penalize you. Oh, well, now you see how I feel when a father go through, because even when he on time, he get treated like shit. So evidently this judge is kind of siding with him for whatever reason. You got a few judges that's all for the men, regardless.
Everything that I'm doing right now, dealing with this, is coming out of my pocket, and the judge not ordering him to pay anything back. And that's what I'm trying to get him to understand, like how this is affecting not only me mentally and physically,
but okay, so I'm trying to help you with the mental part at this moment. All you're feeling is jealousy. That's it. You may not want to call it that. You might want to keep making the statement, I want him to be held accountable. Jealousy is a normal human emotion, but I want you to be real with yourself. What you're feeling is that I'm jealous that I'm bearing a lot of the adult responsibility with our kid, and then we go to court where I thought child support was going to wring his neck, or the court system was going to wring his neck. They not. He's getting away with it. He's basically probably shucking and jiving the same way he's been doing in y'all co-parenting situation.
Let me tell you about the courts. Their job is to get that money. It's not his job to make him be a father. Their job is to make him pay what he weigh. That's their job. They don't give a fuck about you or him, like I said. And like I said, you got a select few judges that will put a man in jail for not paying and all that stuff to set you up for failure. But evidently, like I say, she got that select few that judges say, I ain't gonna put him in jail for this for whatever reason. You got a few. I'm not gonna say some. You got a few judges that's for the man. Very rare. And evidently this dude can't do no wrong. And I know a few people that went through that, and regardless of what she proved, they sweeping that out. They ain't entertaining that. And gave him time limit to pay a little bit here, pay half, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when it's all said and done, just want that money. And now he paid what he owed, but yes, she's still talking about, I want him to be held accountable. That's what I'm saying. These baby mama terrorists want the man to suffer. They want the man to go to jail. They want the man to get sick and die. They want him to give a fuck. And when a dude don't give a fuck, he just don't give a fuck. And you can't twist that around and make him change anything you do. If he ain't been paying his child support, he gonna continue not paying his child support. He lost his license. He lost all his passport and everything. He don't give a fuck. And you got some dudes that really don't give a fuck. The 20%. If you want to talk about the black men that don't want to be fathered, 15 to 20%. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Does this make sense?
We don't cope. That's the thing. We don't co-parent. Like, I don't even talk to him. We only see each other when we're in court. And I don't call him. I don't bother him. He testified in court a couple of weeks ago. In 3 years, she's only called my phone maybe 4 or 5 times. And that's the honest truth, because I don't call him.
Now, she say she don't call him, she don't bother him, but yet you taking him back and forth to court. Now, how many of y'all men can relate that you don't bother baby mama terrorists? You don't pop up, you don't interfere, you pay your child support. Y'all see the ones that see your kids, even the one that don't, you still pay your child support because you don't want to go to jail and shit like that. But yet, she still want to bring you to court for some bullshit ass reason, or pocket watch and watch you and everything else. But then you telling everybody else that he's mad, he's bitter, that's why he ain't talking to me, and he's a deadbeat. This is another prime example that these motherfuckers want to control the man, even if he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Well, it is what it is. You have to focus on you and your child and quit worrying about this so-called deadbeat that don't want to be a father. But this clown is taking it personal. Now you want to play victim and you want somebody to shut his ass down. You know what I'm saying? Can't make this shit up.
My family and that's why I said I have no one to talk to, because honestly, outside of 2 people, no one even knows he fucking exists. Somebody thinks that the person who's raising my daughter, they think that's who her dad is. So it's not like I'm causing
I'm not, listen, baby, listen, but I want you to listen to me because you're in your feelings, you're emotional, and you're on the defense. I'm telling you so you can rationalize what you're feeling. It's just jealousy. It's jealousy. You would have liked to see him go to jail today and them follow through with the contempt order because, of course, you feel like that's what he deserves. But he was able to shuck and jive through the system. That's what the court system is in this country. Like, do you understand what I'm explaining?
Ain't that what these baby mama tears do? Shuck and jive, try to set you up for failure. And I want y'all to look at the comments in her, look like she on Instagram Live. And a lot of these women are saying, man, bitter baby mama syndrome. She's not going to admit that. Girl, just take care of your baby. Wash your hands and move on. Why the fuck we don't have more of that out here? Now, they on her page doing this shit. Why we don't have more of that? But I do appreciate the women that support this page and what we talking about. But I'm talking about, I mean, they coming left and right saying, man, she ain't gonna get it. She mad, she bitter. These women saying this shit. At least that's on their profile. Where the fuck they at when we need them to call out this bullshit and fuckery? You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say there's a lot of women that do believe there's some bullshit fuckery and the girl just wash her hands and move on, just like I say. But like I said, everybody else say, nah, girl, just get him. Just continue to scratch him for that $50 and that blunder mouth. Let's continue.
I understand that part.
Okay, so now what are y'all going to court for? You're trying to get some sort of child support.
We're going to court right now because he's not paying the child support.
Okay, good.
Originally, yes.
So good. So when y'all are in court, like, what is the judge ordering him to do? What is these payments for? Is it court fees or are these child support payments?
No, he's ordered to pay the child support 75% of unpaid medical expense, and it was supposed to be court costs. But again, today, that court cost got threw out for whatever reason. The judge decided not to. He said he didn't remember telling him that.
Okay,
Even though he told him that, and it's in the judgment.
Okay, cool. So on your end, what benefits you? The child support part, right?
I mean, not really. It's only $187.
Okay.
Now y'all heard what she said. She said, not really. It's $180 a month. He pays or supposed to pay $180 a fucking month. And she's going back and forth to court because he ain't paid $180 a month. And she said that the child support, you know, she ain't really tripping about the child support. So what the fuck you keep going to court for? Then she said he's supposed to pay 75% of the doctor bill and shit like that. Okay, if you see that quote unquote deadbeat not doing his part, wouldn't you think, y'all, that this woman will have the mindset, let me get a better job so I get my own goddamn health insurance. Let me get my mind right so I can get my own dental insurance. Let me get my mind right and get a better job. Let me stop trying to live off government daddy and better myself and change the laws in my motherfucking mind. But see, they don't want to talk about that shit because these civic forces and these baby mama terror supporters come to these motherfuckers' defense. I want y'all to hear that again. She do not care about the child support, but yet she keep going back and forth to court trying to get something out of him because she feel that he's shucking and jiving and getting away with shit. And that's how a lot of these baby mama terrorists is. But y'all motherfuckers tell me that they ain't like that. That's your fault. You should be doing X, Y, Z. You put the man on child support. He's paying the child support. Now you got a problem that he's not giving you extra. Even though you didn't want equal parenting time, you filed for sole custody. Now, they didn't let you get your sole custody, so they give him every other weekend. He's a visitor. He's paying $600 a month, $1,000 a month, or whatever he's paying. You got what you asked for, but yet you're not satisfied because you thought that he was going to give you extra because you said so. It's for our kids. No, fuck you. Not to a baby mama tells you don't. And then now you want to say he's a low-life deadbeat and everything else, but you're not telling the whole story. And that's what they don't tell you. You know, he the one filed the court. He the one served her papers because he want equal parent time. He the one spent $40,000 to get some type of parent time. He the one that might have put himself on child support. But unfortunately, it's whatever the fuck she say. That $180 is a big fucking deal. But she just said it's not a big deal. Let's hear this again. See, but like I said, people be sitting back telling me that the system is for what's right. The system is for the best interest of the child. Even though this dude not paying that 180, you don't think that court's happy about? They happy about that 180 because that's interest off the 180. They don't care if you paying $2 a month, as long as they're getting a piece of that shit, because it add up to that $51 billion business. Let's hear that again, because she's trying to get a clear understanding what she really trying to fight for. She's a baby mama terrorist, but y'all ain't heard nothing yet.
And today, that court call got threw out for whatever reason. The judge decided not to. He said he didn't remember telling him that.
Okay,
Even though we told him that, and it's in the judgment.
Okay, cool. So, on your end, what benefits you? The child support part, right?
I mean, not really. It's only $187.
Okay, so then why are you going to court? If the $187 don't benefit you to get it, why y'all going to court?
And that's why I get frustrated, because I want people to understand, and people seem to not understand.
What?
I feel like, and this is just me coming from a broken family like this, you know.
She says she come from a broken family. This is why a lot of these baby mama terrorists are setting you men up for failure because of our fuck up not doing it. Like I say, change the laws of your mind by not learning this person's background, not learning who their father is, if he's around, not learning who the mama is. Is she a baby mama terrorist with a bunch of kids out of wedlock, shit like that? Is the father there, but he's a simp enforcer? Is the mother ratchet? And that's why I tell y'all, especially brothers that don't have no kids, we have to change the laws in our mind and start doing thorough checks on these women, because you just don't, and women should do it too with men. You just don't know what you're dealing with. Now, the person you're dealing with might be nice, church going, everything else. But then when you go to their household, their parents are fucked up. The mama's fucked up, baby mama terrorist. The daddy's around, but he'll simp enforcer. He don't run the show. She don't know her role. So if y'all have a kid and y'all break up, guess who's gonna be in their ear? That baby mama terrorist mother. The grandma terrorist. So that's why I say we definitely have to stop looking at the girl or the woman from what she, look like and education and money. We have to go besides that, because you don't want to make a mistake that's gonna be lasting for 21 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? This she just said her family is broken, but yet you still have a kid knowing that you've broken and fucked up, got a fucked up background, a fucked up mentality. But you still had a kid, but y'all ain't heard shit yet, because I told you these motherfuckers choose single motherism. And like y'all heard it before, she not worried about the 180. She just want to set this man up for failure because she feel he owes it to her for whatever the fuck she think it is. I don't know. Let's continue.
My dad doing the same thing, so it's a little bit more personal to me. So what I feel like it takes two people to have a kid.
Yep.
Don't nobody mother. You can't do the same shit. Like, we can't do the same thing that a nigga doing.
Yes, but listen, baby, listen.
You heard what she said? We cannot do the same thing a nigga can do. She said that she cannot do the same thing. So she jealous that the man can get up and walk away and go on about his business. And I just want y'all to know, fellas, when and even women, when they say that a man can get up and walk away, but they can't, is a motherfucking lie, because we cannot take our child and drop him off at the church. We cannot take our child and drop him off at the police station. We cannot take our child to drop him off at the fire station. We cannot take our child and put him, well, you can put your kid, you can adopt the child, but they try and make it like they cannot walk away from their responsibilities. The difference between the women and the men, if they walk away from their responsibility, they get penalized, jail, child support, and everything else. A woman can walk away and do the same shit. So that's bullshit. Don't fall for that rhetoric. Don't fall for that rhetoric, guys. Please don't, because she's saying the nigga can do what the fuck he want to do. You can as well, and you got more leeway and power when you go in that courtroom. And when you say, I don't want this kid, I'm doing abortion, fuck you. And you do the abortion. And if the father say he don't want the kid, well, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna go ahead and have the kid anyway. So he try to walk away. So what do? Run to the courts, child support. But you say you don't have no power. That's a motherfucking lie. Shout out to Chief Rocket for the $5 donation. really it's an unwanted connection until you go back into the ground. Facts. Let's continue.
But listen to what I'm saying. I did a whole Zoom on baby daddy issues, co-parenting. The main thing that we feel as baby mamas towards baby daddies, it be jealousy. It be that we have a kid, we be stuck with the responsibility, and they able to move in ways that we cannot. And we're jealous of that. We feel like it is unfair.
And that's the thing, y'all. A lot of these baby mama terrorists are jealous of you, not because you can walk away, because you got a lot of fathers that's trying to be in the picture, but they jealous for the simple fact that they can't control you because you left the situation. They cannot, they don't know your business no more because you're not going. You're not running off at the mouth. You ain't bragging. You living your life to the fullest. You don't give a fuck about her. You care about the kid, but you don't give a fuck about her. That's why they jealous. That's why they jealous. All these baby mama terrorists, white, black, blue, green, don't make a difference. That's why they're jealous. That's why she's jealous. But I want y'all to take heed because she's telling her truth, because a lot of these baby mama terrorists feel the exact same way. They do. They feel the exact same way. That's why they take you back and forth to court when you late for 1 month, or when you stop doing extra and all that shit, because of the shit she calls it's control. And like she said, she take it personal. If the motherfucker don't want to be bothered with the child, then you be like, fuck him, wash your hands, move on, do what you got to do. Not talking about, I take this personal. But like I say, you can't make this shit up. Let's continue.
That's what you're feeling. It's not that nobody understands. It's that's what it is.
I don't mean to cut you off, and because I know we kind of on a time limit, but this is why I feel that. Because when I told him I was pregnant, I gave him the opportunity to walk away, and he chose not to. Also, several times in court, I have asked him to sign over his rights to the person who's actually taking care of her, and he still refuses to. So that lets me.
So check this out. You heard what she said. I wanted him to sign his rights over, so the person that she's with can get custody, because he's doing what the father's not doing. So not only she don't give a fuck about that $187 or the $180, but she got a dude that took the responsibility to help raise that child. But you still worrying about this so-called quote unquote low-life deadbeat that does not want to be a father. I want y'all to take heed to what you're hearing and what I'm saying. She got a man that's helping her with that child, but you worry about a biological father that does not want to be a father. And I'm telling you, whoever this simp dad is stupid as fuck, because if he's aware that she's taking him back and forth to court about this child support, $180, and worrying about what he's doing and walking away and everything else, then he's a dumb motherfucker. And you still stand with a motherfucker that's worrying about what another nigga doing, and y'all in a relationship, and you picking up the slack, and yet she's still running back and forth to court trying to set him up for failure for $180 in a blunder mouth? Boy, you can't make this shit up. And that's what I talk about, these simp enforcers who jump these motherfuckers' defense, and they sit back and seeing what this motherfucker doing, but at the same time, they don't hold him accountable. They still do the sucker shit they do, because a real man who's coming in to pick up the slack and decide to be a father to that girl or boy, he's gonna say, fuck him and that $180. Even if it's $1,000, fuck him. We don't need him. We good. And if the woman continue to do that bullshit, you dump ass and go on about your business. That's what I'm saying. You can't make this shit up. This shit going all the fucking time. You got these simple forces jump to these motherfucking defense that don't need no defending, and she still look at you like, yeah, I got him, but fuck that. I want him to pay and do this and do that, because she don't give a fuck about you. You just rebound. You just somebody there to pick up the slack. It's not about her wanting a good man or a real man. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. And yes, you got these motherfuckers on YouTube, these fake black ass black pro queens who sit back and say black men ain't shit and all that jive, when they pick these low life ass Pookies and Ray Rays having kids with motherfuckers that selling bootleg Tariq Nasheed DVDs. Want to give a shout out to Lou Business for the $9.99 donation. Child support reimbursement for my brother. Hey, appreciate you, my man. Yeah, man. Let's continue.
You know, you want some type of involvement. We know that it's not visible. Why are you holding on to a child that you don't want?
Okay, so let's back up. You said
so she want him to sign his rights away. He has the right to not sign his rights away. If he on child support, he has the right. Even if he never see that kid, he has that right. So if he not gonna sign the his rights away, then why don't you just live your life with the step simp and handle your business. Wash your hands and move on. And he ain't no real man either, because if he was, he'll say, man, fuck dude and that money, we good. I got this, blah, blah, blah. But nah, of course, he probably like, man, go to child support and get that nigga money. Because a lot of them are like that. Because they come from baby mama terrorist, single motherism lifestyle upbringing. I shit you not. And like I say, no disrespect to the actual stepfathers back in the day and who decided to be stepfathers, and they don't have that problem. But we talking about these new age simp dads, because a lot of these dudes want to be simp dads and they not even married to the motherfucker. And this is why you got more men and young men saying, I'm not marrying nobody with no kids. That's preference, and I respect that. You even got sisters that come out and say, I don't want no guy, no kid, because I'm not gonna deal with no baby mama terrorist shit in my life. And I ain't mad at you. It goes both ways, preference. But this is why, for shit like this. Let's continue.
when you found out you was pregnant, you gave him the option to do what? Like you gave him the option, like, I'll get him.
Oh, wait. I told him, I said, at that time I had a lot going on for myself. Like I live in Louisiana right now, but I was living in Atlanta at the time. This is somebody that we had been friends since high school. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we was in a relationship, because we wasn't. We were friends, and we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. We had dated in the past, but we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. Started having unprotected sex, and we had a baby. We never had any issues. Like, I highly respect.
Right. So, okay. So what I'm asking is, right. But what I'm asking you is, when you got pregnant, what were you giving him? The option of an abortion, or the option of just, hey, go walk away and I'll take care of the baby by myself?
I was considering an abortion because I didn't want kids. I didn't have kids. That's just not what I had planned for my life. But after a few days, when I weighed it out or whatever, I decided to keep my baby. I had miscarried 3 kids before. Okay. I honestly thought I couldn't have children. Okay. So I decided to keep her. And at that time, I gave him the option to completely walk away from the.
But what do you mean walk away? Like, are you saying you gave him the option, like?
Now, mind you, she said she gave this so-called deadbeat an avenue to walk away when she was pregnant. So he actually walked away, and now all of a sudden is a problem that he walked away. I hope y'all heard her real clearly. She said, I gave him the opportunity when I was pregnant to walk away, because she said she was going to do an abortion. I think she said she had 3 miscarriages or 2 miscarriages, thought she couldn't have kids. And yet she said, I gave him the opportunity to walk away. And now that he walked away, she still got issue with this dude. Shout out to Mr. Burnett for the $1.99 donation. Maybe if black men uplift black women, they'll respect you, young man. And that's fine, and Daniel, what you say. But if you look at media statistics and even political figures like Barack Obama, they always disrespect the black man. And it's not just black women either. You got your politicians that people look up to and vote for that definitely say black men need to get themselves straight. But yet when you look up the stats, it's not true about fathers or black fathers trying to have kids all over the place, because that's been the biggest lie. And they still talk about that, because 51% of black men are not having kids and they not married. 24% of black men have kids out of wedlock. Only 6% black men are marrying outside their race. But yet they still come with the stigma that we're the faces of child support and deadbeat and everything else. So, I mean, I respect what you say, but like I say again, it takes 2. So if you ain't gonna give respect, I'm not gonna respect you. And we've been getting disrespected for a long time. The only difference now is more brothers than black men are speaking up and calling us out and trying to get them to accept any type of accountability, which they won't, but we still calling it out. And people starting to really see the light. We're not the face of deadbeat and all that stuff because the times have changed, sir. But like I say, when I talk on my platform, I tell you all the time, when it comes to child support, it has no color. It's not about black men, but I know people put in black men because that's who we're around, that's who we know. When it comes to child support, alienation, equal parenting, don't no man get equal parent time except a select few. So this page is not just about the black man. This page is about men, period. And the bullshit that we go through, seen or whatever. So it's not just blacks, not just black men. A baby mama tears come in all forms of colors. It doesn't matter. Karens are the worst baby mama tears ever. And child support was created to help out the white married woman back in the day until they realized it was a lucrative business. All right, let's continue.
Okay, so listen, perfect. Stop right there. If you were willing when you found out that you got pregnant, right? Because you having the baby is ultimately your choice. Like, even if the man was like, nope, I want you to have the baby, you still fully capable without his consent to go get an abortion if you wanted to. I want to say to you as a woman, you're strong, because to have 2 miscarriages, that's a big thing. So I want to give you your flowers for that. But what I will say is you having your child was a choice. You're even articulating to me that your child was born from a situation where y'all were not in a relationship planning for kids.
Now you heard what she said. They wasn't even in a relationship. They was friends. They was sex buddies. They was not planned, but yet you allow him to have sex without a condom. You allow him to shoot in you. And you heard what she said earlier, she wasn't sure, she didn't want kids. She had 2 miscarriages and she still wasn't married. And this is what I talk about. You have a kid with somebody for the wrong reason. And then when the dude don't want to be around, you want to holler deadbeat. You choose single motherism. But then you complain and say he don't want to be around and don't want to be a father. He ran from his responsibility, but yet you said you gave him the option to go on about his business. But yet you still worrying about him not paying and doing anything else. See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all can't make this shit up. They don't know what they want to do. But I tell you what they do want to do is blame the man and accept no accountability. And she's basically telling her, you chose this. And yet she's still making excuses. He was a sex buddy. And man or woman, if y'all just being sex buddies, you should use a condom. And men, stop going off with that. Well, she said she had the pill and she can't have kids. You can't fall for that either. Buy your own condoms. You cannot fall for that rhetoric. We too old for this. This 2021, you too old to fall for that. Because they will lie to you and try to make you knock them up for whatever reason or benefit they think finna get from you. I shit you not.
You yourself wasn't even sure that you wanted kids at that time, which is completely fine. So now fast forward, you give him the option to, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm going to keep my baby, and you can walk away and you actually don't have to help. You gave him this choice. So now fast forward to now. If he don't pay nothing, if the judge is giving him a pass, I feel like the same energy you had back when you found out you was pregnant and him getting a pass, you could have that same energy right now and release yourself of this stuff that does not serve you. It's almost like your jealousy is turning into wanting revenge because he's not getting held accountable, in your words, for what you feel like he should be held accountable for. But
ain't that what these baby mama tears do? Even the ones, fathers that do pay they child support, they still got personal beef and issues when it's not about the child. That's why I say a lot of times it's never about the child. Not to government daddy and not to these baby mama terrorists. They do not care about their child. A lot of men in this chat and a lot of men who went through it with their own mother was abused, degraded, emasculated because the father wasn't in the picture for whatever reason, whether she ran him off, whether if he decided to stay where he was or he just said, I don't want to be a father. And that son went through it. He was beaten and everything else. You just like your nappy head ass daddy. You just like your bum ass daddy. You just like your low-life ass daddy. And then later on down the line, you find out he was paying child support and he was fighting to be a father. But that's what y'all are raised by, and that's what you hear every day, all day, because she mad and bitter. You don't know why. All you know is you taking something out on me and you don't even know what's going on. And this is why I tell the women, if you got somebody that didn't want to be a father, y'all playing the kids, or he ran away or whatever, you have to pick up yourself and do what you got to do as a mother. And stop making excuses about why you're not doing what you're supposed to do, because you say he should be doing this, he should be doing that. No, you need to pick up the slack and do what you got to do, because if he passed away, what you going to do? What you going to do? But you got a lot of baby mama terrorists that going to still live off government daddy, keep that voucher and that link card. They ain't going to try to better themselves and better for their child. They're not going to try to get a better education. They're not going to try to get a trade and nothing like that. That's their man job. And they're going to try to make him suffer. And she admitted that she took it personal. The child wasn't planned. We wasn't even in a relationship. I told him he could move on about his business. And now you still got issues with that man because he did what you said. You can't make this shit up, y'all.
Truth be told, everybody has a choice to be whatever type of parent they want to be. If he want to be a sucker ass daddy, you or the court can't make him. It's dudes that got warrants right now for not paying child support. If they don't want to pay it, they're not going to pay it. And it's dudes that, like, they got a whole bunch of back pay. Like, they license is suspended, they got all, and they still ain't paying it. Do you understand what I'm getting at overall? Like, you are putting mental strain on yourself by making it a priority for this guy.
He don't want. So if you was just mind over your rights, like, you don't want.
But what? Let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. For you to just say, nope, don't worry about the court stuff. I don't want no child support. I'm going to just carry on with the guy that I'm with now, who's currently taking care of my child. How can he stop you from doing that?
Mr. Bennett said, I was raised by a single mother, never met my father, and she told me all about the nasty things he did and how evil he was. I didn't want to get to know him, and I'm glad I didn't. Now, here's the thing about that. Did she tell you when you was up in age, when you was like 18, 20, 21? Because if she was telling you this as a kid, she was wrong. And that's why I call her baby mama terrorists, because you got a lot of baby mama terrorists who will tell their kid at 6 years old he's a bad man and this, that. And when they get grown, they actually see the father come with receipts showing that he did want to be a father, showing he paid child support, he fought and everything else. And then they end up being messed up about it, and they hate their mother and don't get along with the mother. Not saying your mother might have been telling the truth, but I say if you're gonna tell about what the father ain't do and how he is, that's something need to be definitely discussed at least when he's grown. And even if you didn't want to meet him, I think you should, because you never know what he got to say. Even if it's the truth, see for yourself. When somebody do a crime, do a murder on social media, is in the video, the police still ask that question to that dude who's accused of the murder. Why did you do it? Even though they got all the evidence, but they still want to know, why did you do it? And see and get more questions and saying, why did you do it? And get the information just to know. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that was a choice that you did, and that's cool. But, I wish you would have probably, talked to him, or if you know who he was or where he was. If you didn't, I understand. Because you never know. It might be some stuff that she's saying that's not all the way true, or she add more to it, or it was all flat out lies. You just don't know. Because I know too many men that said when they met their father, they realized that she was lying. So that's all the reason why I'm saying it. But I understand, because I wasn't in that mix. I was raised by my mother and father. So, I mean, but a lot of brothers would say that their mother lied. Not all. Because some did say, well, he was a piece of shit. And, my mama raised me and I'm doing good. Cool. But I mean, I just say, if you're going to tell your child about how bad the father is, make sure they at least 18 years old, man. Because they can't understand or handle the fact at 10 years old, 15 years old. That's not cool, man. So if it was when you was 18 and up, 17, cool. But if before then, I'm sorry. Hey, mama tells it's manipulation, man. But shout out to you, though.
Because he won't sign over his rights.
Listen, he doesn't. Listen to me, honey. Listen to my question. Right now, If he says, nope, I'm not signing over my rights, he doesn't sign over his rights, he ends up just still being him. You end up just moving forward with the guy that you in a relationship with right now that's taking care of your kid. You say, fuck the court stuff. I'm not going back to court. I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. If that goes on, right, I'm going to call me. I'm going to call you.
And she's right. Wash your hands and move on. I tell that to the mothers who did not choose single motherism, who is a mother, and the father decide, hey, I don't want to be a father for whatever reason. He's running away from his responsibility. She's finna do what she got to do as a mother to raise that child the best way she can. That's what a real mother does. Not sit back, go back and forth trying to explain yourself and why you keep going back and forth to court for $180 you say you don't need, and you got a man around, simply for as far as I'm concerned, because he allowing this to take care of somebody else's child. I don't understand what the problem is. Like we all said, control. She's not over him. She have issues, and she got some mental issues going on behind the scenes that she can't get over. Because remember in the beginning, she said she went through the dysfunction with her own family, and that's why we definitely have to investigate who we're dealing with, who we want to marry, who you want to have a relationship with, who you want to have sex with, because you can't have sex with every single woman that come around. I don't care how good she look, how much money she got, because 9 out of 10, you knock her up, you're gonna be set up for failure.
If you just move on today with the guy that you with right now and just don't give a fuck about the court dates or the child support, how can him not signing over his rights stop that?
Just because this is what affects when first of all, the person who's taking care of my daughter that's a whole nother situation. And this situation with her dad has caused problems in this relationship to where I couldn't even go talk to him about what happened today. But
you heard what she said? She said it's affecting their relationship to the point where she tried to talk to him about what happened in court. He didn't want to hear it. So what does that mean? I don't want to hear nothing about this dude. I want to hear what you got going on. Maybe he is telling her, hey man, quit going back and forth to court worrying about this joker. Quit going back to court worrying about something that he's not ever gonna do. Quit worrying about this dude and this 75% medical he's supposed to be paying that he's not gonna ever pay. He's only gonna pay to stay out of jail. So maybe that's what it is. So of course it's gonna affect the relationship. Fellas, how do you feel, or how would you feel if you dealing with somebody that you think is a good woman, got a kid, and all she talk about is the baby daddy that's not doing nothing, or the ex-husband that's not doing nothing? I wouldn't dare be in a relationship with a woman and all she talk about that baby daddy. I wouldn't. But yet y'all stay around because she got that good you did. She got some money. She got her own crib. She's independent. And you want to, reap whatever benefits you think you're going to get off her. But then you knock her up accidentally, or you plan it. And then now you see she's setting you up for failure. So now you run away from child support. That falls on you. So evidently, if he's messed up the relationship, it's because she won't let it go. She will not let it go. And that's why I say, if it's affecting his relationship, what makes you think it's not affecting that child? Because I'm sure she talking bad about this dude, the father, the biological father, in front of that child. She's neglecting that child some way, shape, or form. It ain't got to be physical abuse. It could be mental, because she's hearing this stigma about her biological father. You can't make this shit up, y'all. You cannot make this shit up.
The thing, I guess, dealing with whatever, he didn't ever want him to come back later on down the line and say, you know what, I want to be in her life, or I want to do whatever. So he wanted.
But if he this is
signed over.
Okay, so can I just be all the way real with you?
Mm-hmm.
I empathize 100% with you with the struggles that you're going through as a parent, trying to get, your child's father to actually be responsible for the child that he made, right? But this stuff that you going into now, it sounds like the other nigga got you trying to pressure your baby daddy to sign over his rights. If the man don't want to sign over his rights, why can't you and the new nigga just not worry about that and raise the child and move forward? If the one court saying he need to pay, if the nigga you asked him already and he's not willing to sign over his rights, I'm saying from what you're telling me, it shows some immaturity in you and the new guy, because y'all could just parent the child moving forward. And if the man do come forward 5 years from now and say, hey, I want to be in my daughter's life, what's wrong with that? unless your new nigga has some sort of jealousy issues about your interaction with your baby daddy. I don't understand what the overall issue is.
There's no interactions between us. I mean, I can't really answer that question. I just know it was said.
Hey, y'all be cool, Mr. Burnett, man. Like I say, he had the right to see the father, not see the father, and all that, man. We not here to crucify anybody. You know, it's a choice. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Ain't no sense of arguing about that. You know, saying he had a right. This ain't what the page about. You know what I mean? I appreciate him telling his truth. You know what I'm saying? I just explained the way I felt about that. So let's not do the dissing. This ain't what the page about. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have actual baby mama Ted to come on the platform that say all black men ain't this and father ain't that, you know, I let them talk because I want y'all to understand this is what these people believe. So let's not do that. Let's be cool. Let's be cool. Be more Tails. Shout out to you. Where you been at, man? $4.99 donation. Had resentment towards my father based off things my mother told me growing up. I was 16 when I got his side of the story. We both cried together. So y'all know what that means, right? Yep. Baby mama terrorism. Yeah, I understand, you know, he a boomer and everything, but then you should get a better understanding if he's a boomer. That's what a lot of boomers believe on a lot of things. So that's what I'm saying. When you see these baby, I want y'all to understand when you get these baby mama tears, I want to get to the point when the baby mama tears take you back to court or talk her jive shit and this, you know, lounge and everything. You wave your hand, say, man, that's what they do. That's their job. But you so cool, calm, and collective, and you got your veins cold. That's why I say keep your veins cold, because they're going to say a lot of things to hurt you and make you fold and feel bad and all that stuff. Keep your veins cold. You won't have them problems. You just definitely got to understand what people think and what they believe in. And they do have that right. But that's why this page is created, so people to understand for what we talk about. Let's continue.
To be attached to a child, you know, he accepted the fact this is not his child, whatever. To be attached to a child, to raise the child as your own, they identify you as dad, and then this nigga show up 5 years later wanting to be in his life, in her life, I guess that would make him feel some type of way.
So who cares about?
And you know, here's the thing: if a dude, I don't think they married. That's make it even worse. They not married. She didn't say not one time that they married. It's just some step simp boyfriend, that simp enforcer that want to help take care of the kid. And if he do got issue with the new boyfriend, why is that? Because the baby mama Ted's manipulating, saying he did that, and all that jive. And you telling me a man with a brain, she said it, I had a kid with this dude. We were just sex partners. We were just friends. No real relationship, one plan. He didn't want the kid. You gave him the opportunity to go on about his business. And now you want that simp enforcer to entertain you and really believe that it's his fault? You can't make this shit up. And if he do believe that it's still his fault, that just go to show what he was raised by. She do not want to take no type of accountability. She still want to stay her case on why she keep doing the bullshit she do. And this goes on all the time, unfortunately. Shout out to my boy Israel Young Lion, $9.99 donation. Appreciate what you're doing, brother. Black patriarchy. Man, you know, I don't know how to read and shit. It's definitely needed. Civic forces and BMTs gotta go. Facts. People understand it, man. People understand because either they went through it or they saw it, or just because they just about what's right, man or woman. Y'all gotta remember, when I started this platform, it was just all men. Now more women are coming on here, and I will say a lot of women know that it's wrong, knowing it's gender bias, knowing the baby mama tears exist. But the unfortunate part is a lot of women will not say nothing. They will not go against the code. That's why we as men have to band together and build a brotherhood and have our receipts, call this bullshit out, and change the laws in our mind, as well as women. Let's continue.
Him, but this is what you really got to understand. If he's genuinely trying to be a father figure to the child, it don't matter about how to make him feel. If the girl daddy pop up 5 years from now, you tell him the truth. This is your biological dad. He was going through whatever he was going through. He now realized he made a mistake. He wants to be in your life. So guess what, girl? You got 2 daddies now. Yay, that's twice the Christmas presents, twice the birthday gifts, twice the advice you can get. How is that bad? Here's
the thing about that. You got 2 daddies. Now, in a way, she has a point. And let me go back to what she said. If the father come back in the picture 10 years later, 5 years later, 20 years later, you as the man that took the role should not have a problem with him come back in the picture. And if you do, that means you selfish and you know better than the baby mama terrorist. You knew damn well it's a chance that that father may come back in the picture, want to be a father or explain himself or whatever. And yet you want to act like he wrong for coming back in the child's life. Now, I understand that all of a sudden you want to come when everything's fine and dandy and the kid's grown. I get it. But at the same time, even if you the stepfather, it's not your damn place. It's not your place. I'm sorry. Even if you played the role, you took the role, you made that choice. That was your choice. And it is a chance that that man may come back. Let that child decide on what this person is. Believe me, the child knows, and the child will realize that he or she is a piece of shit. But that manipulation, that's the problem. Also, Mr. Burnett said, my mom was a good woman, even though we struggle sometimes. Lights were off and no food to eat at times. She did her best to raise all 6 of us, all on her own. Our father abandoned us. And like I said, if that's true, then I still understand, but I still would, if I was able to meet him, I would meet him to hear his story, even if it's crock of bullshit too, just to have that exclamation point. And at the same time, that's what a real woman's supposed to do. And like I said before, if the mother who didn't choose single motherism, the father ran out, they playing them kids and everything else, he run on about his business for whatever reason. As a mother, you're supposed to step up to the place and do what you got to do and do the best for your kids. And if you got boys, have a male figure around. If you have a woman, teach her to know her role and everything else. There's no excuse why these baby mama tears choose single motherism, or a mother who did not choose single motherism allowed to set that child up for failure because you still mad and bitter about what he did 30 years ago and 10 years ago and all that jive. You better yourself as a person, change the laws of your mind so your kid will not suffer. And that's the problem. Kids suffer from manipulation, not having a father, putting kids in grown-ups' business, and so on. And this is why you got these simple forces. This is why you got kids, daughters that become baby mama terrorists or having kids out of wedlock, dropping out of school and everything else. We're going to talk about that too after this video is done. So yeah, shout out to your mom, bro, if she did what she had to do. And even though he's a boomer, old school women who was about being a mother did what they had to do. But you got these new age baby mama terrorists that feel that, well, if he ain't gonna do it, government daddy will, and still take him back to fourth court because they want more and extras. Let's continue.
This is like 2 adults in their feelings and they're making it seem like it's bigger than what it is. You really got to understand me, because everything you saying about being a mama and the struggles you're going through, I understand it. But now when we get into this shit where you are trying to make it like he has to sign over his rights, they didn't make him go to jail for not showing, just let him be whatever dad be he gonna be. If the money you going to court for ain't life-changing or going to actually help, or you don't feel like it's gonna help, quit going to court, walk off into the sunset with your new nigga. He can parent your daughter, but as she grows up, she gonna find out anyway that the nigga ain't her real daddy. And a lot of times what we don't understand as parents is, when kids get old, they want to go search for their real daddy anyway, just because they're curious.
Exactly. So when you alienate the father out of the picture and all that shit, if they not too manipulated, they're going to try to find out who their daddy is. Like a lot of brothers did in here who found out, you know, the mother was lying, or he was actually a low-life piece of shit, deadbeat as y'all want to call it, even though that's not the real definition. You know what I'm saying? But even if he is a piece of shit, some people still want to know.
Not because the stepdaddy doing a bad job, but because the way human beings set up, we just want to know.
Right.
It sounds like your new nigga is pressuring you to get your baby daddy out of the picture. And I feel like he's giving you some sort of attitude, which is making you emotional, and you wanting to go and hurry up and make this shit be over with your baby daddy so that this new situation can go as the nigga want it to. You gonna have to have a conversation with him.
3 years he's been in my daughter's life since she was 3 months.
Right, but you want
3 years old.
But
so the baby's 3 years old and he's been there from the beginning, 3 months old. And she's saying it seems like to her that the new daddy is making her do all this thing. I don't know about that, because then if that's the case, why would he not talk to her about her going to court? So I don't know. I think differently. But let's continue.
the baby daddy doing or not doing is not going to stop a grown man who wants to be there for a child that's lacking their real father from doing whatever he's going to do. Right. Your baby daddy don't got to sign over his rights for your new boyfriend who is good to your child to still be good to your child.
A new boyfriend. They're not even married. They're not even married. That's why I say step simp. Simp dad. Simp dad.
You gotta genuinely hear what I'm saying. If I was talking to your new nigga right now, I'd be telling him, bro, you're tripping. Stop making that lady try to make that man do some shit and just leave that shit alone. And if you're gonna be the girl's stepdaddy, be her daddy. Be good to her. Show her what a real man is. Be in her life. And if you're that, she will see the value in you. Does this make sense what I'm saying? If you don't agree, I want you to tell me, because I don't want you to just like.
I just feel like everybody, and I'm not trying to play victim, but I just
feel you are.
When it comes to this situation, like everybody, sometimes it just always turns back on like, oh, you the bad guy. Like, why are you even chasing him? Why are you doing this? If he don't want to be there, don't make him be. And
they telling you right, but what I will tell you, I feel
in the black community to where people are normalizing.
Hey man, what y'all keep talking about? 5 baby daddy, 6 kids. What y'all talking about in here, man? I don't know. You know what y'all talking about? Y'all talking about a whole nother subject. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all talking about 5 fathers and 6 kids. What y'all talking about?
Single moms and dads not being there like his.
Okay, so listen. Let me tell you. Listen, I understand what you're saying, right? But I'm gonna tell you where the hole in your rationalization or your perspective is. You were not in no loving relationship with a man that you were married to and birthed a child and had expectations of him being there. You was smashing somebody unprotected that was a friend, and you admitted it went too far. So of course your specific co-parenting situation is gonna have issues because your baby wasn't born from like a marriage. This is what you not being real with yourself about. Now the stuff you saying makes sense if you was married 10 years, me and my husband planned for a baby. You know, I took ovulation tests. We finally had the baby. We had dreams of being together. He made me promises. I caught him cheating. I divorced him. And now I'm stuck being a single parent and I'm trying to hold this nigga accountable for the responsibility he created.
And see, that's the bullshit right there I'm talking about. If you married to a guy, y'all playing the kids and everything, he cheat. That's why you get divorced. Him cheating or her cheating do not have nothing to do with parenting. And that's sad that a lot of these baby mama terrorists will use him cheating to set him up for failure by alienating him from seeing his child and running to the courts for child support and everything else. You can't make this shit up. See, if he cheat, that's why you get divorced. That's why you break up. They don't have nothing to do with parenting. I hear a lot of women who say, my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend wasn't shit as a man as far as a relationship, but he's a damn good father. That's why I say you putting kids in grown-up situation and setting these kids up for failure, not him. He suffered because he ain't seeing his kid and child support, but it's the kids who suffer because they don't have a father. And that's what I'm saying, man. They don't give a fuck about them kids. They don't. If he cheats or if she cheats, that's why you get divorced. That's why you break up. They don't have nothing to do with parenting time. She might be a piece of shit ex-wife, but she's a damn good mother. Piece of shit ex husband, but a great father. But the problem is we put our personal shit with our situation. And I see y'all talking about the brother's mom had 5 different daddies. Hey man, I ain't got nothing to say. I already tell y'all how I feel about that. It is what it is. But at the same time, if you have a mother that had 5 different kids and you telling me all 5 of them men are deadbeats, I think it's some lies to that because 5, and if they actually is deadbeats, she picked them. She picked them. Got to take some type of accountability. 5, 1 maybe. Yeah, 1, yeah, maybe 2. But when you get to 3, 4, and 5, nah, I can't say that. No, I ain't going. And then you still want to defend that, then that's on you. But The truth is the truth. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. It got to be some other shit going on than just 5 dudes running away from the same woman. I'm sorry. Just talking real. I ain't talking disrespect, but just talking real, man. 5 different daddies and 6 kids, and they all deadbeats. Nah, I can't believe that. Maybe 1 or 2 out the picture, but I can't say all 5. And if it is all 5, she chose it. She keep getting to the same situation. I'm sorry. Oh, I got 2 dislikes in the video. Oh, well, you know, let me see. We got 225 watching. We got 187 likes. We got 2 dislikes. And y'all know how I feel about the dislikes. I appreciate you because I'd rather get a dislike than no likes at all. But my response to you is this.
You can't handle the truth.
I'm sorry. Wrong one.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Not at all. Let's continue.
I would be like, you know what? You right. Everything you say, I would just give you that you right. But the fact that your child was created nowhere out of that, you got to be real with yourself. That even if there was no new nigga in the picture pressuring you to handle your baby daddy a certain type of way, your baby wasn't born from a normal, healthy parenting situation. You really got to own that. It's almost like if I was your friend back then and we fast forward to now, I'd be like, girl, how you ain't expect this shit? You got pregnant from just fucking a nigga.
But it wasn't the type of...
Now, she's getting irritated, but she's still trying to state the fact. Let me play that again.
You can't handle the truth.
A lot of people like her cannot handle the truth, and she don't want to face the reality, and she know what the fuck she doing. That's why I said these baby mama tears are real. This is what a lot of y'all go through.
Like, this, honestly, the person who I'm seeing right now in the 15 years that I knew him was not the person who I knew.
That's fine. That's fine.
This was the person.
That's fine. People, listen. That's fine. People change. I'm just telling you, you were not in a committed relationship where it was understood that we're making a baby. So when the baby came about, it wasn't something that you or him wanted to do. You're not owning that. Your child was not born from a situation where you can sit here and say you're a victim of black men not being accountable for a responsibility they created in a healthy relationship where we fucking unprotected. You can't say that.
I take my part in. I've never.
Okay, so gotcha. Gotcha. So whenever, listen, this is what it ain't just you. This is not just you. Any female I talk to in these one-on-ones, if your baby was born out of a situation where you was just fucking on somebody and we weren't even in a healthy relationship ourselves, you know the co-parenting is 98% of the time not gonna go well. This
I don't
is
know about all
being real
that.
with yourself. You know it's not. So now moving forward to now, if he want to be a deadbeat, if he don't want to own up to his responsibility on a child he fucked and made, if he doesn't want to conform to what the court's telling him to do, it ain't your responsibility to play police officer to him, especially if the amount of money you going to court stressing yourself out for ain't even finna do nothing like you saying. You saying this, that the 150 ain't even finna be nothing big to y'all. You might as well change the way that you operate and worry about actually bettering yourself, your growth, so that you can be more to your child. But I'm going to tell you what I feel like is going on. I feel like you are trying to make a family with your new guy, and he is pressuring you, which I do feel like you're a victim of this. He is pressuring you to make your baby daddy sign his rights away or own up and pay some shit. And I feel like that's where your motivation to get him is coming from.
And if that's the case, then she's a dumb motherfucker being manipulated by some step simp that she ain't even married yet. That's what I say. You can't make this shit up, man. If that's the case. But I don't know how he can do that. But then when she come home to talk about what happened, he don't want to hear that shit. So I don't know.
I feel like that's genuinely what's stressing you out.
I disagree with that, right?
Of course you do.
Well, I'm only going off of what you are telling me. I'm asking you.
Right.
I'm asking you, what is your motivation to get your baby daddy to come to court? You told me what you said it was. You said it's causing problems with the situation with your new nigga because, of course, he's trying to be a dad to this daughter. And, of course, to him, it's weird if all of a sudden your baby daddy pops up. It's going to bother him if your baby daddy pops up and tries to be a daddy after he stepped in. This is what you telling me is your main motivation.
Right. But what I'm saying is before we even started going to court, this was the conversation about my child's dad signing over his rights.
Okay.
My pure intentions, and like I tell anybody, and I'm telling you no bullshit, my pure intentions, once he chose not to walk away, once before my new person was even in the picture, and I gave him the option when I was in the hospital to come up here, sign over your rights, and just let's be done.
Okay, he doesn't want to do that. Okay.
He didn't want to, so that made me think, if you don't want to sign over your rights, you don't want nothing to do with her, but you're refusing to give up your rights, apparently you want some type of involvement.
Right.
So we know it ain't going to be physical, so it's going to be financial.
Right, so you're trying to, right, so listen. Right, so listen, I got you. Boom, I'm with you. So, of course, like you said, it ain't physical because you ain't trying to show up and be in a light. Okay, so then as a woman, you made a decision as a mama, I'm going to make you be accountable financially. Cool, let's go to court. The court ordered him to pay how much?
$187.
Does that do anything for you? Do you need that?
No.
Okay.
It ain't financially. My daughter isn't missing anything. Like I said, she actually outside of the person who takes care of her.
Okay.
She has somebody else
So
that stepped up. So it's not financial.
Okay, perfect.
Now you heard what she said. It's not financial. My daughter's good. Dude doing his part, but yet you still worrying about the father that does not want to be a father. But y'all sit back and say that the baby mama Terry shit don't exist. This is why y'all motherfuckers can't get a good man, because y'all run him away. Now he's willing to be step simp and everything else, but yet you still worrying about the nigga you had the kid with that said, well, that ran off of his responsibility and showing you by action he don't give a fuck and he's not trying to do anything for the child, not even pay the child support. But yet you still going off trying to make excuses and justify why you keep doing what you're doing. That's sad. And if this step simp was smart, he would be like, man, I ain't fucking with you. It's over. Because I'm not finna deal with nobody that's bitter. Yeah, bitter and broken, like Miss J say, bitter and broken. And you want to put me in a mix, be stressed out like you stressed out, and the kid's stressed out. That ain't cool. She got some issues going on like a lot of these baby mama tears do. But they don't want to talk about that.
So we're in agreement, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're literally going to court to get money from this man that you saying you don't need, that your daughter is not missing anything, simply because you want to make him yourself, like you want to be the police to hold him accountable for playing a role in his child's life because he won't sign away his rights. That's correct, right?
I guess if that's how it needs to be summed up, yeah.
No.
See,
it's not.
You can't make this shit up, man. And just like a brother said, if you sign your rights away, man, depending on the state, depending on the judge, you will still pay child support. Don't think because you sign your rights away, it automatically mean that you get off with child support. You still got to pay it. You got to find probable cause, and only way they usually accept it if she's married and somebody want to adopt a baby. You know, adopt a child, then yeah, it can go that route. But the judge do not have to because you sign your rights. You can sign your rights to still pay child support. So maybe that's why dude ain't signed his rights, because he's like, what I'm doing that for? I'm still on child support or whatever. So don't think because you sign your rights that it alleviates you for not paying child support. You still pay.
I guess I'm going off of what you're telling me. You don't need the money, but you're going to court to get the money because, of course, like you said, because he won't sign over his rights, you want to make him accountable in some sort of way, correct?
Yeah, because he's making me think you want some dealings if you won't sign over your rights. So it got to be financially if it's not physical.
Right, but obviously, but listen.
Now, maybe I'm not wording it the way how you want me to, but I mean, like I said, I want him to be held accountable because I do feel like whether healthy relationship or not, I do feel like it takes two people to make a child. It's only two things that come from you. You either get an STD or you get a baby. Like nobody is stupid of that. So I feel like, yes, whether the mom or the dad or whatever, we all need to be held accountable for making kids. Kids are innocent, like whatever. Even if he was paying $500 a month in child support, there's no amount that he can give me that will ever compensate for the shit that I go through with my
So then what are you taking?
You see what she's saying? She said, regardless of what he pay, it will never, ever be nowhere near the shit she been through and all this jive bullshit. Like I said, it's not about the money. It's not about him being around. It's about her misery, her bitterness, and setting him up for failure. That's what it's about. And this is what a lot of these baby mama tears do to the men who do pay their child support, who is fighting to be a father, going back and forth to court, and do see their kids, because she got some issues that she can't let go and would never let go. She could be remarried. She could be married with a millionaire. Remember what the lead attorney said about the case he dealt with the baby mama terrorist, 50-some years old, putting another man in jail back and forth, all because he cheated, even though she's married to a millionaire. To the point where the judge felt sorry for him because he lost his jaw or something, and he just waived the shit. You can't make this shit up. Bitter is real. Baby mama tears is real. That's what they do.
So but that's my question. What are
today? I may realize that today, and when I was waiting on you to call, and I stood outside of the courthouse and I cried, and I said, you know what? Today may be the day that I need to choose to release this, because
that's what. Listen, that's what. But if you just listen, I'm telling you, because I'm talking to you from a space of like, I am on your side. I'm telling you what your issue is. You are in denial about what's going on in your life. You won't own the fact that you fucked a nigga unprotected, that you weren't in agreed upon relationship to where y'all was trying to have a kid. When you do that, you end up in co-parenting situations like what you're in. And then for you, your new nigga is adding pressure to the situation, making you want to force this man to sign away his rights. But in all reality, if your new nigga just stop talking about that, sign away his rights, and y'all just parent this baby from a loving space, it really don't matter if your baby daddy pay anything or not. If he want to be a deadbeat for the rest of his life, that is his choice. He will have to answer to his higher power. Whatever stuff the court system fuck up in his life from Owen, you don't even have to pursue that. Girl, you can wake up and choose goals for yourself. You can wake up and choose your new nigga. You can wake up and choose element. You don't have to wake up and choose to try to hold a nigga responsible for a child they know they fucked and made. And I'm going to tell you the reality. It's plenty of women with a mindset like yours, and they spend their whole life chasing a nigga around. And I can speak from this space because my mama was one. All our life. My daddy owed child support.
You heard what she said? Her mother was one. Her mother was one. Now, her mother was one. Her baby mama Terry's mother was one. Worrying about nigga, like she say nigga all through the thing about child support. Let's hear it again.
And I'm gonna tell you the reality. It's plenty of women with a mindset like yours, and they spend their whole life chasing a nigga around. And I can speak to you from this space because my mama was one. All our life, my daddy owed child support. And as a kid, I never gave a fuck about the child support. Never. And it got to the point like his was going on so long, they forgave most of it. The shit just went away when we got a certain age. He didn't even have to pay it. So she did all that for nothing.
So you can imagine what she went through being raised by her mother. Not saying she was the worst mother in the world, but I'm sure she went through it. And like she said, she run around trying to chase a nigga who ain't paying his child support, and to the point that down the line, they just waived a lot of the shit. I know y'all don't like the way she talking, saying nigga, and everything else, but yeah, at the same time, she's still telling the truth and calling the shit out down the middle. The truth is the truth. And a lot of people, like I said,
you can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying? So it's sad that, like she said, her own mama was doing that shit.
All the energy, all the time, all the crying, all the saying somebody doing something to you, all this stuff by court dates, girl, you could just release that shit.
And today I realized that's what I need to do, but like, I'm not, like, I respect your opinion, Holly, like, that's why I follow you. But my thing was, and I'm just, like, because I still feel like I'm not being understood. And I know.
No, listen, the thing is, I understand, but you, listen to me, honey, listen. Everything you saying, I understand. It is fair. That's understood. It is unfair.
I want you to understand. Like,
what's not fair is the child coming to this world knowing that mama and daddy had a kid based off some homie lover friend type shit. And that the mother is going crazy about this dude that don't want to be bothered at all. $187 that she say she don't need. The child's good and living like a king. But yet you still going back and forth to court because you want to see him go to jail and suffer. And the judge that keep taking the case is not setting him up for failure. And then she hearing it from a woman, because if I would have said this shit, she would have said, you hate women. You support deadbeats. She's saying the same shit that I'm saying and I be saying. And she's still trying to deflect from the truth. You can't make this shit up.
my motive behind it. And I know you said that it's jealousy, but I just looked at it as if my mom raised 3 kids by herself. She had 3 kids by the time she was 17. And she did this by herself because in my family, and even, for the 2 people who do know, they feel like, oh, you made that baby, that's your baby or whatever. My mom struggled to take care of 3 kids when she could have, made, well, I ain't gonna say make because you can't make nobody do anything. But if you would have took the initiative or whatever to even start child support, then maybe you wouldn't have been struggling.
No, but okay, but I'm cutting you off on purpose. Are you listening to me? My mother, I'm talking about my mama now, and I can put her on the phone with us and she will tell you this. She put my daddy on child support for the majority, and she still struggled. Because if a bitch feel like they don't want to pay something, they ain't gonna pay. They don't give a fuck about no jail, no suspended license.
That's what the court is for too. And I guess I'm more upset with the court and not even him.
But do you understand that even if, listen to me, honey, what I'm trying to get you to understand is,
no, he's not gonna hold him accountable. Why do you keep wasting my time by reassigning?
okay, listen, but you're not listening, honey. Okay, listen, next time I do a Zoom on management of emotions, I really want you to get in there because you way off with your emotions. They taking over your ability to see what's going on. The court can place an order on somebody, but they still can't make you. It's niggas with warrants right now for child support. Right now, same shit you saying about your baby daddy. Warrants, and they ain't going in. If they don't want to go, they'll live their life under the radar. Won't work, get paid under the table, go start a landscaping company or a car wash. Never pay them people no money. Stay out the way, never get arrested, none of that. It's jealousy. You gotta, and this is why I say you should get in my management of emotions zone, because we like to say we mad, we like to say we happy, we like to say we excited, we like to say we aggravated, we like to say somebody doing something to us. We don't never like to say we bitter, that we jealous, that we're bothered, that we feel anxiety, that we feel pressure, that we feel depressed. We won't say this stuff, but these are feelings too. You feeling a feeling of it's unfairness, what you feeling. Jealousy is what you're feeling. The fact that this nigga fucked and made a baby, and you the one that's bearing the most of the responsibility for taking care of him. He running around moving how he want. And the courts ain't locking him up, and he ain't really having to come off a whole bunch of his money. That is what's going on. And I'm telling you, it's okay. It is okay to feel jealousy in this situation. You hearing the word jealousy and you think it's bad. It's accurate for what's happening to you. You understand what I'm explaining? I'm really like trying to make sure you get what I'm saying, because you're caught in this. If that $189 you keep missing work and going down to the court for ain't worth it, why are you doing it? You can create another stream of income and make more than that. The next time I do a Zoom on management of emotions, I want you to get in it because I want you to really understand how to manage what you're feeling, but also be able to be practical about what's actually going on. Does this make sense?
I mean, I'm not in denial about that. Like, I know I have issues with feeling what I feel because I've had to suppress not only this, but a lot of shit for so long. So where I deal with anxiety, I deal with depression, and this is not something I'm just telling you. This is stuff I see doctors for. So I know it's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with, and I just feel like dealing with this adds to.
Now, she just said, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. So whatever stuff she got to deal with, she want him to suffer for it. Just like RD said. Since she hurt, he got to be hurt. That's what a lot of these baby mama terrorists do. And that's what I'm saying. Brother asked me what I'm doing to change the laws and the court system. I'm not focused on that, man. We got a lot of men out here, white and black is out here, and other races of men who are out there trying to change the laws. What I'm doing, I'm getting men to change the laws in your mind. Also, what we is trying to do in Chicago, I will say in Chicago, well, Illinois, we're trying to push that 50-50 equal parenting as automatic. It's been sitting on the table for 10 years. Unfortunately, we got one state representative that's actually for it. I posted that a couple weeks ago, LaShawn Ford. And we heard a politician say that giving them equal parent time, the system will lose millions and millions of dollars. That's why I say you can't make this shit up. It's a business. It's not about the kids. Go back and look. A couple weeks ago, I posted that. That's Chicago. So, you know, as far as here, yeah, you're trying to get mandatory 50-50 equal parenting time. But unfortunately, it's been sitting on the table for almost 10 years. And like I said, it takes the majority to make that change. When it's just a minority or select a few, 100,000, that's not enough. The minority is not going to make it pass. It's the majority. So that, you know, that's what I'm on. But we got a lot of men that's fighting in the trenches out here and women for equal parenting and fair when it comes to men and women. You know, Go said we got a bill sponsored in California to change a lot of things. Send me an email, we could talk, man, because maybe what's going on in Cali can go on here, because Cali's very fucked up. Very fucked up. Let's continue.
But you understand, you're choosing to deal with this. It's all I'm trying to get you to understand in this entire call is that the stuff you describe with your baby daddy, you're choosing it. You're waking up and choosing it. Because you can release it at any time.
That's her phone. That's not the computer.
I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. Maybe you're right. That's what I feel like he's just getting a slap on the wrist and walking away.
This is what I'm trying to, but this is what, I really don't feel like you got anything from the
That's
call.
her fault. That's her fault.
You saying the same stuff you saying on the front. I'm telling you, that's how life is. That's why we're supposed to be more responsible with fucking. Listen to me, baby. I'm not telling you that you're wrong for how you're feeling. I'm telling you, when we put your feelings to the side and we be real, you should have been more responsible with sleeping raw. Somebody, especially when you're in no relationship and you end up pregnant. There were examples. You know how right now there's the show Teen Mom, and all the teenagers now can see what's going on with teen moms, but a lot of them still gonna fuck and go end up in the same situation. We gotta be real with ourselves. That is us. You the same thing you already saw with people before you. And that's why you're in a situation in life, oftentimes, in these co-parenting situations with babies, it be unfair. He may never get held accountable. That's why I'm saying if you tie your happiness or your stress level to that, you're going to run yourself crazy because he may never get held accountable. When you go around and your calm moment is based on the next person getting their karma, you're going to run yourself crazy.
Facts.
You understand what I'm explaining? If you don't need the money in this,
I'm not in denial. I don't feel like I'm in denial. I do know, you know.
Listen, you in denial. I'm telling you, you're in denial. Because after everything I'm saying, you still just going back to your same point. Being some sort of victim or some sort of whatever to him not taking care of his child. But you already knew this what go on with niggas in general. And you're not willing to own that. Like you're not willing to just accept that with a period on the end. You trying to find any...
That I guess because I haven't accepted, and I guess that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to talk to you, or that was my intention to talk to you, to try to figure out how, especially because, like I said, it wasn't something. It wasn't the person I knew, and it wasn't what I was expecting. So how do you move away from that?
You got to release the jealousy that you feel about the situation. You have to manage that. Most of like issues that baby mamas have with their baby daddies is because they not in control of making a nigga do what they feel like he's supposed to do as a father. That's really the answer to your question. As a baby mama, you're not in control of the chessboard and making him be punished for not paying or pay more or whatever, and that bothers you. So you get emotional because you cannot manage your emotions and you want to make it seem like he's doing something to you. But he's doing what any other human being, male or female, is allowed to do. Make responsibilities, not take them, be accountable, not be accountable. But we knew all of this before you fucking out. That's why I'm saying overall, your biggest lesson in this, your biggest understanding should be for the fact that you are responsible for the state of your life right now. You genuinely, from me to you, this baby daddy situation need to be set aside. You need to do some sort of Zoom or one-on-one with me on management of emotions, because that is what's blocking you from seeing this shit for what it is.
Like I said, you can't make this shit up, man. And like I say, we're gonna start from the beginning. They didn't plan this child, right? Didn't plan the child. She kept the baby when she really didn't want to. She told the guy in the beginning he can go on about his business. He go about his business, and she gets somebody to be step simp. She say that the baby is good. She's 3 years old and the baby is good. The baby ain't got a want for shit, from how she said. She say that she feel he's getting away with the bullshit, that he's not doing what he's supposed to. But yet, you don't want to take no accountability, and you want to put it all on that man. And that's why I say it's best to listen to both sides of the story. But I'm glad she told her truth. Because, you know, they quick to lie and say they didn't do nothing and everything else. She told her truth, but she would never, ever accept no accountability. She's always going to make a butt and accept, and I didn't know, and this shit. That's what they do. I told you, these baby mama Terrors choose single motherism. And like I say, for the mothers who do not choose single motherism, and y'all's married, he got divorced, or y'all in a relationship, and y'all playing the kids, and he don't want to be a father, wash your hands and move on. If you got somebody that's willing to pick up the slack, or if you don't, you do what you got to do as a mother and quit expecting him to do anything more than what he's already doing, which is nothing. But instead of you doing that, you focus on what you're going to get from him because you fucked up and you suffering for whatever you going through. And then you take it out on that child, and that child suffer, and then down the line, they end up being like you. Or that son emasculated, or that son's weak and emotional. He's a simple force of fight to some bitch's defense that do not deserve it, and he's going to jail just like these other motherfuckers. You can't make this shit up. And it's a lot of them that definitely would not take no accountability. We got Jason Johnson up here. What's your thoughts about this video? What you seen and heard?
Oh, I just went through that.
Oh,
went through that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel? What happened?
I'm on the father side.
Okay.
I'm strictly on his side. You know why?
Why?
Because this bitch took my daughter, right?
Okay.
I could have called the police on her and listened to my mother and called her for kidnapping. Came home from work. Now this bitch is the same bitch that leave my daughter nasty and dirty. I gotta play mother and father in the fucking house. It's like I'm raising 3 fucking kids. So I get back to the house. I knew she was leaving. I heard some shit moving in the house when I was on the phone with her. So I just said, fuck this bitch. I'm not running after no more bitches. I'm gonna stand on this like as a man, like my father told me. So I said, fuck it. I ain't running to New York after this bitch. So she left the apartment. You know, she went back to New York and shit. Didn't tell me that my daughter was in the hospital or anything. I found out my daughter's in the hospital because I hacked into her email and seen pictures of my daughter in the hospital. She never even called me. It's like she kidnapped my child. But I said, you know what? Fuck it. She wanted to do this on her own. Let her do it on her own. Now this bitch called me 2 days ago talking about Jada needs a father and this and that and this and that. I said, I love my baby, but I'm gonna see her when I get ready. I was like, this is what you wanted. Now that you got a boyfriend, you think I'm gonna come over there and let you get a free ride? It's bad enough. It's bad enough my ex-wife is over there picking up my daughter to see her sister every 2 weekends.
Wait a minute, hold on.
So I'm looking.
Wait a minute, you say your wife. Wait a minute, so you're not allowed to see your daughter, right?
I'm allowed to see my daughter, but I'm going to see her when I want to see her.
Right.
She's begging me to see her now because she got a man and she wants freedom. And I'm saying it's bad. She feel lucky because my ex-wife sends my son over there to get his sister every 2 weekends.
Okay.
And I say you should be lucky you got that because it could be worse. You know.
Let me ask you this. Hey, do me a favor. Cut your YouTube off because I'm hearing double in the background.
All right, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was just I was hearing my feedback. I still hear it.
I don't know what's going on. It's probably this phone. Yeah, but so she she played the game, not letting me see my daughter for almost 2 years in a row, but not letting me know where she lived at, not letting me know where she went. You know how I found out where she lived at? When the bitch went down to welfare and tried to get welfare, and she coughed up my name so she can get welfare, and they was going to put me on child support. But we got in that courtroom, and the judge looked at the paperwork and was like, "Yo, she gets an SSI check, unless he's got some health benefits from his job. That's the only thing you're entitled to." So the judge dismissed that because once the child's on SSI, that's it. You can't get no cash.
Okay.
You know, so that day, that was the first time I seen my daughter again after 2 years.
How old is she?
Then, how old is my daughter now?
Yes.
My daughter's 9 years old. She took my daughter when she was like 4. I didn't see her until like she was 5, going on 6.
So you've been alienated for 5 years, 4 to 5 years, right?
5 years, 4 to 5 years. Yeah.
And now that she got a boyfriend, she wants you to come and take the baby off her hands.
Yeah, she want me to be babysitter. She don't even really want. Honestly, if she wasn't getting that SSI check, I think she would have told me I could have my daughter, because she ain't a good mother either. Because from what my ex-wife told me, she be sending my daughter over there dirty and nasty and shit.
Sad, bro.
And you know what's sad? My ex-wife asked me, what the fuck did she do with that stimulus money? I said she spent it on her and her fucking her 18-year-old daughter. That's the fuck she did with it. Or probably her new man or whatever. That's why I don't be feeling sorry for these bitches. And then I had a case with the guy trying to now this is with my ex-wife. The guy came in, and because I wasn't seeing my daughter a lot, because he's a jealous simp ass nigga, he decides to tell my wife to have me sign over my parental rights.
Oh, another simp.
Hell yeah, the nigga's a simp. Me and the nigga got into it. He got mad because, you know, I had dropped off some Christmas gifts for my kids. And he got mad because, you know, I pulled up in the car and shit, and he see how I'm living, and he, like, you know, got jealous and shit. Like, if I was gonna take his woman and shit, even though I could have been had her back if I wanted. I'm the one that left her ass. This motherfucker comes downstairs. He sucker punched me, and then he runs upstairs. So I said, fuck that. I'm not losing my car. I'm not losing my license. I'm not losing my job. The precinct was right down the block. I went right to the police station and got that motherfucker arrested. That bitch was begging me to drop them charges.
Did you?
Hell no.
You played it right.
You know why? Because I was like, if I put my hands on this nigga, they're gonna impound my car. I'm gonna have to be out of work because I got a record now. And I said, you know, I'm too old for this shit. I said, you know what? I'm gonna show this nigga the pen is swifter than that fucking punch.
I'm glad you did that. That's what I'm glad you did that.
Be thinkers and not reactive.
And then the bitch ass nigga was on parole. I definitely got his ass.
Most certainly.
Man, we got JC OG up in here. What's up, bro?
Hey, thank you for having me on your panel. I heard you this morning, and I'm hearing this gentleman right now. He did a very smart thing, and I'm glad he said that. It shows that in some way or form or another, with a little knowledge, we can use that court system for ourselves. And the reason why I say this, because I had to go through this like in 1997. And the reason I say that, I was angry. I hear you young guys out there. I hear the anger. I was there. The anger, the disappointment, the cussing out, the calling, the words, and I did all that, man. But in the end of the day, it didn't help anything other than when I got the knowledge how to walk in that courtroom and maneuver around in that courtroom. That's when things changed for me, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's more than anything I want people to understand, and especially Black men to understand. Yes, it's just our human nature. We go get mad. We go get upset. We go call it for what it is. Is it fair in that courtroom? No. But can you make it lean towards you? Yes. With a little bit of strategy, you can. And I'm going to tell you, I keep hearing you and Mr. Bradley mention attorneys. Let me tell you something. That's most of y'all fault right there. First thing you got to do is kick them attorneys away. The attorneys are there to keep y'all in that courtroom, keep it in your bank account, because they're trying to send their children to Princeton and Harvard. And you go there and they want to keep y'all fighting. I found the secret of that courtroom when it comes to family law. Family law is made up criminal, corporation, and civil. That's how they made family law. So it has a lot of stems to it from every pillars of law. But when you understand what the judge is looking for, then you can understand how to maneuver in that courtroom. Let me tell you the most important thing in that courtroom. When you go in there assassinating the character of the mother, or you go in there assassinating the care of the father, it's just like anything else. The judge listens to that all day long in that family courtroom. What he's trying to decide is what is the best interest of the child. Now, this is one of the rules I would tell all Black males who are having a child. If you know you are having some complication with that woman before that child ever comes into life, it's best for you start moving your papers before that child is ever born. Reason why? Number one, think about this. In any sport or any competition, if you always on the defense, you're already behind. See, what you have to do is put them on defense. Because when you go in the courtroom, she's bringing you there. That's number one. You already got a strike against you. That's number one. What you have to do is, number one, get rid of your damn lawyer. Find you a paralegal to write your legal papers up. She pretty much would charge you no more than about $400 to write your whole case up. A lawyer get $400 for every appearance in the courtroom, a $10,000 retainer before you go to the courtroom. So I know what the hell I'm talking about, because we have drawn up legislation here in California and got it passed. Now you're talking about 50-50? I got 51, she got 49, and I got physical custody of my daughter when she was not even 3 years old. And the young lady was not on drugs. She was not on. She was what I would consider what we call a way out, unfit mother. But what she did was draw me into the courtroom, and I was so good. I had three mock trials the week before, and I had 5 mock trials before that. Now, a mock trial is organization I was in. What they do is prepare you when you go in the courtroom, so you won't be nervous. You will be knowing exactly what your objective is. This is the most important thing, black men. If you want to understand how this system works, you got to come up with a parenting plan. Now, most of you would say, what is a parenting plan? This is what a parenting plan is. You sit down, you get a calendar for that year, and you get all the sporting events, special events in your city, state, or in a surrounding state, and say, these are the activities that I want to do with my daughter. And it comes from everything from religion to everything else. You write that in your parenting plan. And what happens, you send that in your moving papers a day before you go to court. Now the judge has to look at his cases before the next morning, and he's going to see that parenting plan in there. And what he's going to think, you're going to throw him off his feet, because you're not in there assassinating a woman. You are in there with the best interest of your child. You're focusing on your child. This is the little secret that the damn lawyers won't tell you. Now, anybody who's ever been into any kind of child custody cases know this, that they're always send a mediator to see how the child is acting with either parent. And in that report that the mediator sends to the judge, it has a lot of weight to it. It has a lot of weight to it. So whatever you're trying to present in front of that mediator, you better make sure it's some good shit. Because if you don't, it's in that report. And especially when you go in there in the courtroom and you're still angry because you're down at the courtroom, then you display that behavior, the judge is never going to side with you. Another secret, when a woman has a baby, you have just as much right to that baby as she does, even if when there's not a custody order out. You can actually pick up that baby, take it home, and she cannot charge you with kidnap because there's no custody order when you are the father. See, these are the things that's not really discussed in these channels. The things that you can use to your advantage when you will have to deal with this kind of situation. Just like I say, I've been angry, man. I cussed out the mothers and I did this, and these were my wives. So when I'm telling you things that work, not just in California, it works all over this country. But we are so angry that when we get into a fight, the first thing we want to do is what comes to us natural. We want to win it physically. We want to win it verbally. And this is what we've been losing in that courtroom, because we have some old guys or some other guys tell us, man, it ain't no use you showing up. You ain't going to win nothing. So you stay there and play in your Xbox game, or you go to a restaurant with your new girlfriend and say, forget it. That is the wrong approach. What you need to do is fight. You ain't just fighting for your child, you're fighting for your own freedom. Because in the state of California, they could take your license from you, they could have you locked up, they can do a lot of different things to you where you lose your freedom. And that's what you don't want. And so what I'm trying to say, let's understand the court system, which we know is unfair because a woman can choose when you're going to be a father and when you're not going to be a father. That's unfair play in the first place. But you know that before you went in the bedroom. So you shouldn't be surprised by that. So after all said and done, we can't change women's behavior. But what we can do, change laws in our favor. And the way you do that is by state and city legislation. Get somebody to sponsor a bill. It don't take a lot of people. We had less than 100 members. And one of these days, I'm going to tell y'all a story about a man who spent over $150,000 and didn't even have but a couple hours on the weekend to spend with his daughter. And then when he came in our organization, he fired his lawyer, got somebody to write his, a paralegal to write his paper, and he was up to 3 days a week with his daughter, and he got up to 49%, which he didn't have less than 10% before then. Y'all have to excuse my telephone in the background. I do run a business, and I got 13 people I'm taking care of, and I'm going to try to cut it off as I'm trying to get this in. I just want us to be a little more tactful how we go and approach this thing. Shaming women ain't gonna do anything. They gonna go on with their behavior just like we gonna go on with our behavior. What you can do to change their behavior is change the law. Because I remember there was a time when a man can knock a woman upside the head and wouldn't do 1 day in jail. But when they changed that law, it changed the way that we approached our women. And that's why women have got bolder today, because they know they have a law to protect them. We have to use the same tools, men. We do.
I'm listening.
Oh, I was finished. I just try to lay it out, Mr. Palmer. Okay. Thank you for having me on the channel. I just want to lay some other strategies out that we can use to really reinforce, because there's a lot of things that's been represented on some of these channels is not really, it's really not beneficial for us, because it's just going to make us more angry. But when we understand how to do something and we are sure of what we're doing, it gives us more leverage. And that's, in the end of the day, that's what men want. We want more leverage in that courtroom. And when you understand how the laws are written and how they are applied, number one, anytime you playing defense and that's all you playing, you're going to be in some trouble. And any given day, you can go and rewrite any papers that you've been served, or you already have a custody order already out there. A custody order can be changed at any time, and you don't need a lawyer to do it.
And brother, that's what I like. I like what you're saying, because I was angry that day. I wanted to run behind that motherfucker, but I said, this bitch could try to flip it on me and say I trespassed it, and I go to jail and he get off scot-free. So I said, fuck it, let me go to the cops first.
There you go. So, Mr. Palmer, I left you my telephone number because I don't hide from anybody. I've been out there soldiering for a long time. If you ever want to sit down and have a discussion, things that you could do in your local state, in your city, and if I can help you any kind of way to help black men to do a lot better as far as representing themselves when it comes down to custody case. Look, man, that's all I've been doing since I've been in the YouTube street and when I was on Facebook. My responsibility come to men's first, because we on the lower totem pole in this country. And I'm not fooled by that by one iota. But what I do say, the things that we've been using up to this so far, it haven't worked for us. We got to have different strategies. It just, come on, we do it in sports. We play a basketball game, man, we come up with all kinds of strategy. We get out into that white man's courtroom, and all of a sudden we lose it. We give up. We can't do that. We have to maneuver inside that courtroom. Johnny Cochran was a very example. You didn't see white lawyers that was better than him. And he used the letter of law. He just came in there in a different type of way. And we can do this thing if we sit down and help each other. We got to stop spending so much time on what they do and spend more time on what we should be doing to defeat what they're doing. Because we just go make ourselves angry and we go keep on in that circle, and somebody's gonna get hurt. Because you know how we are as men. We look, number one, we ain't gonna have nobody controlling us. That's outside of man's nature to have anything control us. We get to a point as men, we don't want our mothers and fathers control us, much less let somebody in a robe who don't know us tell us when and how we could do something. We got to understand that. And the only way we go clear this up is we have to come together as a unit and teach each other how to maneuver in that courtroom. We'll turn that damn courtroom upside down. And that's all I have to say. And thank you for letting me have my say on your channel. And just like I say, I open my line of communication up to you, because I see that you are adamant of what you do. I just need for you to sometimes rethink some of the things and how you are doing it. And because at the end of the day, our results tells us the truth. And so I give you that time, my brother, because I like brothers who are adamant about doing something.
Hey, check this out. I listen to you. I'm not the type to try to cut people off, whether you're right or wrong, whether I agree or disagree. Here's the thing. Now you saying that a lot of men are not getting what they want because one, they're going in with a lawyer. Two, they doing it the wrong way. Three, it's all about bashing a woman in the courtroom. Is that what you're saying?
No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying is, if the judges listen to two grown people in that courtroom and they're fighting against each other, the one who has the physical child in the first place, that person has already established a relationship with that child. There's no court in the 50 states of the United States go separate that child from that mother or father at that time without doing some research, without doing some kind of investigation to take that child out of the house. So if you're sitting down there and you're talking about the mother and the mother's talking about the father, look who has the upper hand. She has the child. That court is not going to separate that mother from that child or either that father who has that child because they have built a relationship. It's a traumatic experience to separate a child from a custodial parent. That's what I'm talking about more than anything.
Right. So do that goes for married couples that get divorced?
It goes for married couples to get divorced. That's what I'm saying. Most time, listen how this works. Most time when women go out there and file, I think it's up to close to 90%. It's 80 something and high 80 something percent. They file for divorce all the time. And what usually happens is the man moves out of the house, go live with his mother or his friend. Now he's separated from his children. Now look what I just said about that courtroom again. She's coming in there and she got physical custody of that child. She got more weight than you. If you was going to leave, why you didn't just take your children?
And that's what I want you to understand. I want you to really understand that it's not always like that. I get what you're saying. A lot of stuff you're saying, you is telling the truth, but there are fathers that stay in the house until the judge says leave. And just like a brother in New York, he took her to court. He served papers.
Right.
And it ain't just him. I'm one of them that did the same thing. So for you to sit back and say that the woman is always going to the court, that's false. And I can say that.
No, I didn't say that, brother. I said
you did.
No. Listen what I'm just saying. Listen, no, you didn't listen quite. You always hear me say if the father. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All right, because I ain't cut you off. That's why I didn't.
Yeah,
So
I apologize. Go ahead, brother.
No, that's good. All right. What I'm saying is true. Women got the upper hand. We know this. We all know this. But like I said again, when it comes to this court system, it's not about the most best fit of the mother or the father. It's that $51 billion bill that they get every year. Now, you do have some judges that do say, okay, it's about the best interest of the child and most best fit. So, of course, if the child is with the mother for past 6 months, at least here in Illinois, they will say, well, he's been with the child. I mean, she's been with the child longer. She automatically get custody. The baby is used to her. And there's plenty of men, they could tell you their story where they came correct, came with receipts, didn't bash the mother, anything. It was the other way around. And the judge still did entertain it. And the man still got every other weekend paying child support, don't have equal parent time, don't have more time. And it's not because he had a lawyer. It's not because he didn't do it the right way. It's not because he didn't have the proper paperwork. And I even tell people on my platform, why waste time, get a lawyer, get a paralegal. Because a paralegal will tell you just as much as a lawyer. You need the paperwork you need and everything else. I do tell men, do not sit back and try to go in there being angry, be a thinker, not reactor. So the stuff that you're saying, I already said. And if you look at a lot of my videos that I talk about, I come with receipts. Like you said, it is possible ways to make change. You said it took 100 people. That's good. But it made change in California, in the city you live, sir, but it ain't make the change in the nation.
I know because okay, let me retalk on some of the things, but so I can answer some of your questions from the beginning, because we're having a conversation and you are the host, and I have to respect you for that. But I totally disagree with what you just said. And the reason why I totally disagree with what you just said is I used to be that way. I went in with a lawyer, lost everything. So I know what you're talking about. It's only till I understand how to maneuver inside the courtroom. Now, I bet you, no video did you ever discuss a parenting plan? And I ain't looked at all your videos, but I bet you there's no video you have out here right now that you discuss a parenting plan. And I guarantee you, my statement from the beginning said that was the most important thing when it comes to deciding who that child is going to be with.
I want you to watch the lead attorney video that I did with him, who's actually an attorney, been a family law attorney for over 20 years, that's been in the game and still in the game when it comes to family court and the system and the judges and so on. And then you come back and tell me.
Did he discuss a parenting plan? You can just answer that question. We can move on to another topic.
Yes, he did. And he also said that.
Did he show anybody how to write it?
No, it wasn't a teaching point, sir.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It's because somebody makes a statement. Bill Gates can come on here right now and can tell us a statement about a computer, but if we don't go into the logistics of it and how to do it, the blueprint of it, we just making a statement. That means that whoever listened to that has to go out there and get a lawyer to go make them understand what a parenting plan is. When that's something you or me, and I have did it previously on my channel, teaching guys how to write a parenting plan. There's been certain guys who are in the manosphere that I have told how to do certain things and went in the courtroom. And these are top content makers and use some of the techniques I said, and it worked for them. So we can sit around and bellyache about this all day long, or we can have disagreements about it. But I'm talking about proof in the pudding. I can come in your state right now. And not only there's you, brother, there's people in the Nation of Islam have training to train men about child support. And it works for them, and they're right there in Chicago.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm very serious.
Because I just got off the phone like a month ago with one of the Nation of Islam in Chicago, and he's going through it. So that's false.
Oh, okay. It's not false. I was in there 21 years, brother.
I got it, but that's false.
It's not false, brother.
Mr. Palmer, tag me in.
I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying that we have some superhero suit to keep us from child support, or we have some superhero keep us from going through the same thing as another human being. What I am saying is knowledge is power, brother. You can have this debate all you want to. Knowledge is power.
It's not even a debate. I'm not even debating, arguing.
No, I'm not talking about debating you. I'm just saying we do this all through these black YouTube streets, and we give these brothers to put their heads down like, look, until we change them, the things ain't gonna change. No, we change the way we maneuver around, things will change. We are the men of this group.
Yeah, Mr. Palmer, tag me in. I got
Man, this don't even sound right, to be honest.
I know it don't sound right because you know what? Sometimes truth don't sound right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, we're gonna keep listen. We're gonna keep it respectful here. Like I told you, he had a right to his opinion, and he had the right to state his case. I'm not gonna do all that, man. Like I say, that's why I listen. Whether you agree or disagree, he's entitled to what he's saying.
And if it worked for me, Mr. Palmer, wait a minute. See, this is what I have a problem. This is what I have a problem with. When it works for you and it works for others, I just gave you the name of the organization, My Child Say Daddy, and you can have the owner of that on your show anytime. And I guarantee you, everything that I said not only works right here in California, but it works all over this state. Now, people who wants to be mad and people who wants to be angry and have some kind of second agenda when it comes down to these type of discussions, look, you can have that all you want to. I'm just trying to help. And I'm not going to disrespect nobody. And I'm glad you did cut in and say that I have a right to state my opinion and my experience. And this is the hardest lesson I see for the younger generation is y'all don't even look at our experience as being anything because you think it's obsolete or it's old. I have a daughter that's 22 years old. This happened in 1997. We got a bill passed. We got it sponsored. That's how bills are passed. It gets sponsored. And so if you want to make changes in that court system, you can't do it by screaming on the outside of the window. You got to go on the inside.
And may I say this? Now, you just said that you had to do, what you say? You did what you had to do, and you had to learn the laws and stuff like that. And you going off what you experienced, right?
And others.
Right. Okay. So why, when we or men say what they experienced, they didn't do it right? They didn't do it this way and that way. That's
no, I didn't say that, brother. I didn't say that, brother. I said I was there just like you are today. I was there. I was that same brother there. The way that you're discussing it now, the way you talk about it now, that's the way I used to talk about it. In 1986, I took a sign and got a picket sign and go outside a courtroom. I was there with my anger. It didn't change anything.
Well, sir.
Yeah, but this is not 1986, man.
When
this
I
is
was in
2021.
Listen, when I was in the courtroom, sir, I wasn't bashing the mother.
I didn't say you were.
No. We just talking, like you said, we talking about
yes,
what
sir.
we went through. Okay. I did write down a parenting plan. Yes, I did have a lawyer, and you right about that. Waste of time. I ended up doing basically representing my own self. Came with the parenting plan. Paperwork wasn't about what she did and he did and all that. She did that. And the judge, this in Illinois, for what I was wanting was equal parenting time. I served her papers. He said he don't believe in equal parenting time.
No court do.
But he said
no court do.
Say that again.
No court do. They either got to be 49, 51. Whoever have physical custody must have 1% more than other parents. So no court believing in 50-50.
Let me explain something to you about Illinois. In Illinois, you can have 60-40 and still consider equal parenting. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what they say in words, but I'm saying there's no 50-50. There's no 50-50.
I get what you're saying, sir, but what you just said, you saying that you got to come a certain way, you got to, ain't about bashing the mother and stuff like that. I agree when you're in that courtroom. And what I'm saying is the stuff you said to do, I did.
Okay, I would like to share, since you like email, I would like to share my documents from my court case, and I'd like for you to share yours, and I'll show you where you made your mistake at. You show me where I made mine at, because I got custody of my daughter.
I didn't say I didn't make no mistakes. What I'm telling you, you saying there's certain things you have to do when you present your case, and one thing you do not do, which I agree, going there trying to bash the other party. And I'm telling you, sir, I did it, and the judge said, I don't believe in equal parenting time. Well, and I stated my case, and when it was all said and done, I didn't get it.
Okay, I still would like to see your paperwork, and I'll show you mine.
Judge Palmer, man, this dude living in the 1800s, man.
You think I'm living in the 1800s?
Yeah, bro. It doesn't work that way in 2021, bro. These judges,
the organization's still going on, and it's still winning cases.
That might have
fathers are still winning their custody of their children.
You done talk for a whole hour, bro. Let me get this off, bro. The laws have changed around here.
Yeah, because we changed them.
Okay. How did we change them?
I said we changed them in the state of California from my organization. You look it up.
So the whole state of California is going off the things that you're doing right now.
No, I said when it came to family law, there was some unbalanced, there was some unfair laws on the book, and we got a sponsor and we changed it. Look it up, brother.
Okay, but just because you changed it doesn't mean that it's going to work for everyone else.
Most certainly.
What are you talking about?
But you know, they do case studies and case law from each state could be represented even in a sister state or a state of the United States. It's done all the time. Do you understand the law, brother?
I do understand the law, but the law is still unfair. That's why they put the blind thing on the lady, because justice is unfair.
They put the blind thing on the lady, brother, because that was a gift from France telling the United States you should let your people be free.
Well, so I wasn't. My bad. I wasn't around that time. Maybe you.
Okay, but then you go quote something once you quote it right.
Oh Lord, this is.
See, this is what I'm saying about that miscommunication and that misdirection and all that other stuff. You put all this stuff in the soup, and then you have brothers believing they can't win in that courtroom. They can. I did it.
Hold on. Nobody said you can't win in the courtroom, but we're just saying, like, how the laws is nowadays, they make it hard for you to win.
Most certainly, the triangle was hard for people to break, but some coach came along and learned how to strategy and get around it too. So what I'm trying to say is that's always been when you go in that courtroom. What I'm trying to say, we need to re-educate ourselves on how the laws is applied in that courtroom, and we can get better benefits from it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you said a course, and then we all get off of child support. I'll be the first motherfucker to get on there. Then how about that? Because since you got the hack. And since you've been around when Rick James was around, and you know all the shit that's going down, I would love to have a report on that so I can get off of child support tomorrow.
Okay. See, one thing about me, my brother, is my word is my bond. All right. I gave you my child say daddy. You can look up the case studies for the laws we changed.
But that is for your case.
Okay, no, it wasn't just for my case. We had this is way back in 1997. We had over 100 members. We have had over. Listen,
in 1997, I was drinking chocolate milk, man.
And the way you're talking to me right now, you still look like you're on the breast milk. So what I'm trying to tell you, my brother,
I didn't even say breast milk, man.
Okay, but you didn't say what kind of milk. So it's still cow breast milk. But that's still the cow breast milk. So anyway.
Cow breast. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let Jay talk, man. Let him talk.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, what I'm really trying to say, my brother, is I'm not fighting against you. I'm on the same team. I'm wearing the same colors.
I agree. I'm on the same team with you. That's
okay, and what I'm trying to say is I was angry like this before, and it never changed anything until I understand. That's all I'm trying to get across.
I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but bro, I'm not angry. I want a solution to the problem.
Okay? That's what I'm trying to give you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to give you.
My thing is, why you assuming everybody angry and going in the courtroom angry and trying to point fingers? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I'm
everybody else going through it. I didn't do that.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. How a man speaks is what he's thinking.
What?
How a man speaks is what he's thinking.
I don't know. Was you hanging out with Bruce Lee back then?
I did take G Condu for 25 years. So, brother, you must be a fortune teller.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Okay,
that,
so since you you ain't understand. I said what a man speaks is what he think. Can you speak something you ain't thinking?
If you run off your emotions.
Exactly. Well, even if you run it off your emotion, that's the way you thinking.
What the fuck?
Listen, you're still making a mistake. What you're leaving out is, yes, those parenting plans help, but there are other factors involved.
Most certainly.
And family law is 100% discretionary. There's countless laws on the books. They don't have to adhere or observe all those laws at the time of the case. They can basically handpick which ones they want to follow and which ones they don't.
I made that clear in the beginning. When I said it was criminal, contractual, corporation, and civil law put together to make family law, I made that very clear.
No,
wouldn't listen.
That's not what I said. What I said was I said it is discretionary as far as the decisions that the judge is making. So yes, those things may work in a handful of cases, but that all depends on the judge. What the solution that they're talking about is basically going a step above, where a judge isn't allowed to be crooked and corrupt. And see, it's one thing to have a bias, but it's another to basically throw all the laws and the statutes that are on the books out the window and basically just do whatever they want to do. And that's what happens in a lot of cases. What happens is, even if you have all those things, there are some judges that will hide behind the appeal wall, because you can't hire a paralegal to do an appeal. Even the best paralegal in your particular state is not qualified to do an appeal.
But she can write your papers. She can write your papers. That's all a paralegal supposed to do in the first place.
Sir,
yes, you're wrong.
Hold on, bro. Let him finish, bro. Let him.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Appeal. It's not that the paralegal can't write the appeal, but appeals are very, very specific. If you get a paralegal to write an appeal, more than likely the appeal won't even get processed. It will be thrown out. Appellate law is very, very specific, and it's also a specialty discipline. Most attorneys don't even practice appellate law. So I get what you're saying. Yes, the parenting plan does help, but there are a lot of other factors that go into that. Like, you can't just go in there with a parenting plan and say, hey, well, I have this, and the mother doesn't have it. It's very, very discretionary, and it depends on the judge, because they can basically do whatever they want. But what it is what the judge is doing is they're mitigating risk. They're looking at you, basically figuring out if they decide to screw you over, what is the likelihood that you'll appeal? What's the likelihood that you'll have a successful appeal? Because a judge can rule against you with a completely bogus ruling, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the ruling is appealable. There has to be a blatant egregiousness against the laws that are on the books in order for an appeal to fly. So we have to be.
I'm glad you said that.
No one's saying that you're wrong, but what we're saying is you have to be very clear and concise with what people are hearing, because what a lot of people are gonna hear when you say that, hey, I can just go in there with my parenting plan, and then they become even more frustrated when it gets thrown out, because again, I have personal experience with this. I've had a judge purposely leave out transcripts to try to say something happened when it's on court record. They basically lie against the court record and still wrote it in the final order. So you have to be very careful. And a lot of times with not having an attorney, again, I'll be another one to say an attorney is always money. But depending on the circumstances, because in some states, again, you said that was 97. Now they give women attorneys for free. They don't do that for men. So
that's what I try to come here and tell you.
Right.
Okay. So you're right, my brother.
Let me finish.
He's almost done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When you went in there back in 97, basically, if you couldn't afford an attorney and she couldn't afford an attorney, it was basically your word against hers. So the fact that you had the parenting plan made it easier for the judge, because the judges have a lot of cases. But now what happens is the state takes up the case on behalf of the woman. They won't do this for men, not in family court. And there's even cases like with divorces where they'll make the man pay for the wife's attorney even if he can't afford one for himself. So it's a very, very lopsided system. Yes, a couple of men may make it through the cracks, but it's a very, very, very small, minute percentage. Even if your organization is helping people, let's say they help 100 men, it helps. But there's millions of cases that go on in these courts across the country on a daily basis.
Okay, so let me like when you say that the courtroom appoints an attorney to the woman. Well, in the state of California, they have always appointed the DA, because that's the one who's prosecuting you because of the state. That's number one. Number two is, if you was a father who had custody of that child and you was pursuing the mother, you would get the same thing awarded to you. See, this is what I want.
That's not true.
Okay, in the state of California, I don't know where you live at, brother, but in the state of California, if you got custody of your child and you get your mother for non-payment of support, you will be given the same options that she's been given. That's the law here. Now, I don't know where you at. I don't know what the law might be there, but I'm telling you about the state of California, because it is the state who's prosecuting you. Who works for the state? The DA. These are the people who's prosecuting you. These are the people who's taking your license. These are the people who are locking you up. So that is a lawyer. The DA is a lawyer. He's a prosecuting lawyer. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, I understand what I'm hearing. Y'all act as if I haven't been where you at. I was frustrated. I understand there's an unfair and there's discretion. All judges have discretion. Juries do too. I'm not blind to that. What I'm saying is, can we arm ourselves a little better? And I never said that parenting plan was the only thing. I said that was one of the most important things. I said the mediator. I covered all grounds in the short time that I was talking in the beginning, and maybe went over some of you all heads. But I'm just a simple man who was able to go in and read not all family law, but read the law that contained to me and found loopholes in it where I could use it. And with the support of My Child Say Daddy, they helped me. We had legislators to come in. We had judges to come in to give us seminars of what they're looking for. And this is what I'm talking about. Arming yourself to go in that courtroom and do better. Y'all act as if what I'm getting from this conversation is, regardless of what I say, you're still going to go back and say these other things. I already know other things happen in that courtroom.
Yeah, but that's when we're on the same team with you on that situation. We're just telling you times are different, bro. And we're not emotionally mad or nothing like that. We're just letting you know that times are different. It's not the same.
I'm still living. Okay, brother, but I'm still living. I'm still dealing with these court systems. I'm still helping people with child support even today. So when you say time has changed, you act as I'm gonna land in a damn grave in a damn casket or something. I'm still dealing with this with other people. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying, like when I see you, you got a Wesley Snipes outfit on right now. So I'm just thinking that you're thinking back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You look like
okay. Well,
Blade
that
off of fucking
when when you're a smooth chocolate black man, you exploit yourself. And that picture right here, I'm 61 years old. Find another one and look like it.
All right, bro.
And I just took that picture 6 months ago. Find another one to look like it.
That's cool, bro. Don't get emotional,
I know it's cool,
bro. It's just a joke, bro.
I'm not getting emotional. See, one thing you don't understand, I came to Hollywood to be a comedian. So you want to start cracking jokes, we can go for it.
All right, bro. I'm just letting you know, man.
Google me. You don't have to YouTube me. Google me and you'll find out who you're dealing with.
I don't know who I'm dealing with. All I know is
J Speed for name. See, I don't hide behind name, fictitious name. My name is J Speed for name. FORNEY.
And that's great. And congratulations, bro.
And what I'm trying to say is, if I put myself out there like that, what I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to help with information. That's all I'm trying. We on the same team.
Hold on, and bro, we on the same team. I'm just saying that, but when they come in here and you sound like them old simpers ass ways, that's what it just sounds like. That's all we're trying to say.
I understand. To the hip, to the hop, you don't stop. It's different from the shit y'all say over the same beat.
What did you just say? Is that like
to the hip, to the hop? That's old school music. You know what the hell I was just saying. The first rap song that was ever put out there. Come on now. You know you don't heard that. Sugar Hill Gang. Sugar Hill Gang. You know Sugar Hill Gang. Hell, you probably got it in your old act track in your damn car right now.
That's not in my Spotify goddamn playlist.
But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, Malcolm said it at best. You say when you're communicating with people, stop trying to listen to the vernacular, stop trying to listen to the tone, listen to the message. And the only thing I have said since I've been on this channel, with most highly respect for everybody on the panel and the host, is I'm trying to help.
Yeah. Oh, we respect that. We respect you trying to help. I'm just trying to give you another avenue and tell you how the times has changed. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say you're not helping, and we do respect you coming on, but you got to realize our plight too. This is not 1986 or 1997. This is 2021, bro.
Okay,
and the laws are very different, bro.
Okay, let me. You know,
that's all I'm trying to say.
They change. Yeah. I had to keep up with the laws, especially in family law, because they change all the time. As more women get equal rights, you know what I mean? A lot of them are antiquated laws go off the books because when you have equal rights, they lose more power.
So I got you. Mr. Fournay,
French.
Appreciate you. So what was I came in a little late. My name is Miguel.
Yes, sir.
Trying to get an understanding of your approach legally. I study law intimately. Half of my library is law. So I can hang with you. I understand how to deal with this.
Yes, sir. And the only thing I was saying is a lot of times we as men, we go with our nature and not that's anything. It could be anything other than law. When we don't quite understand how something is operating, sometimes we can go on bad information, even from our lawyers, our friends, our family members, and everything else. Only thing I was trying to do is clean it up with a little systematically, slipping something in like a parenting plan, be the first one down at the courtroom, stop being a defendant and go there, be the first one, because when there's no custody law, when it comes to the child, both parents have equal rights to that child.
Indeed.
And so that's a lot of approaches we don't take. We always wait till somebody hit us with something before we, not all the ways, but when I use that word always, maybe that's not even a good word to even use. When we still start talking about men, a lot of us get dragged down to the courtroom versus dragging them down to the courtroom. That's another better approach.
So your approach is preemptiveness.
Yes. So stop reacting to someone, because once you go in there as a defendant, you already don't lost a little bit of spunk. You know what I mean? They're already looking at your crooked eye. So then now, go ahead, sir.
So the results that you were speaking about earlier, a little earlier, it came primarily from being preemptive, or did it have something to do with a particular thing you did?
No, it's something I learned later, but I was dragged in the courtroom And when I was dragged in the courtroom, man, I was just going all in. And I called lawyers, and they wanted something like well, at that time, I think it was like $5,000 retainer, and to get my case started. And then he told me it was $400 something every time he walks into that courtroom. And I was working in Hollywood at that time. I didn't care about the money that time, but I was like, damn. And then somebody gave me a number. I was listening to Stevie Wonder station, KJLH, and there was a brother on there named Reggie who had just started an organization called My Child Say Daddy. And at that time, I listened to him on the radio station, and he was getting pushback just like I'm getting a little pushback right about now. And I called him. And when I called him, we have a meeting on every Monday night with all the members. And we have different people coming in, from legislators to judges to people who sponsor bills. And they educated us on how to approach that courtroom. Okay. And from that, I educated myself a little further about reading laws about family court when it comes down to child custody.
Okay. So what was you guys' approach legally? What position did you take?
Okay, so once I came in courtroom as a defendant, they came up with a parenting plan. So what he asked me to do was go to get a calendar for the next couple of years of events, sporting events, all types of events, what I would like my child to be involved in as far as boxing, swimming, football, even anything that I can use within my parenting plan. They coach me on what happens when the mediator come to your house and see how the child reacts between the two parents, how to carry myself, conduct myself. And that report would be highly regarded in the courtroom. Next approach was my working background, my criminal background, everything that I needed to clean up. If I had anything to clean up, make sure there was no surprises in that courtroom. It's when it comes to raising my daughter. Because once I was dragged in, and we was in a dragged in fight, and it was about me having totally custody, because that's what she wanted. So I wasn't going to ask for anything less than what she was asking for. But I did put in my moving papers that I prefer her to have a very important role in the balance of my daughter, because I am a man. I can only teach her how to be a woman by the things that I see. She can teach her how to be a woman by who she is. So that stood out in my moving papers. Okay. So that's what my approach was.
Okay. Yeah, you answered my question. I appreciate you. I understand your position. I think the most powerful thing that you said that I think a lot of people are going to miss is the teamwork that you guys had. And yes, we think we want a one-shot kill. And that's what I have to teach my community. And the Moorish community, we study law intimately, and they think it's a one-shot kill when it's a teamwork. Like when you go to court, people like us that have gone to court a lot, you don't see a lot of Asians in there. You don't see a lot of Jews unless they're working, because they handle what is called an administrative process. They do it privately. And I'm realizing that everybody's frustration. I'm realizing that civil child custody is not a civil situation. Like the brother was speaking about earlier, it's all these mixture of things to make it arbitrary, and it's really not arbitration. Civil rights is really, child custody is really a human rights issue. It's not a civil issue. And we're not, everything is being looked at from a financial standpoint. I think that's what everybody's frustration is. And me having not been into this situation yet and finally looking at it, because I thought I've been dealing with criminal things, little regular civil things, but I haven't looked at family court. And I had got a little idea of how evil this system was when it came to like not foster care. What is it? Child Protective Services.
Yes, sir.
The most evilest thing you'll ever see in life is being in that courtroom, because nothing is correct. So I'm realizing this custody thing is a human rights issue, and it has literally nothing to do with civil. And I'm taking that standpoint as somebody that studied law for about 9 consecutive years. And yes, I think that's what a lot of the frustration came in, because if you look at what you just explained, and the brother that just spoke before me, not the bailiff, not the brother, but the young man that was talking about the arbitration, this arbitrary, discretion is what he said.
Yes, he said discretion.
He said discretion. I apologize. That is a problem, because that is legislation. That is through a legislative process. That's not any of the rights is inalienable. A right to my child is inalienable. I can't be aliened, right, by any type of litigation that has nothing to do with it. A child coming from a human being has nothing to do with a federal corporation called the United States of America.
Yes, sir.
If my child, and it's pretty simple, and that's what I've been looking towards. I've been studying the last week international laws. If my child is being kept from me as a dad or as a mom, that's a birthright theft. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's birthright theft. That's not civil.
There you go.
No check for that. And I don't want guys to think that you're wrong, but for the position you're taking, but it's a little bigger than what we think it is, because it's not just wrong in so many different places. And a lot of guys are talking about this law. It's a lot of stuff that y'all don't understand about law. It's a lot of things that will blow your mind. How we're all speaking, and you don't know what the word person means in law, and you're not realizing that Dred Scott, its findings is still a fact that has not been rebutted to this second, and everybody with brown skin in North America and everybody, it's not about everybody. Everybody's
excuse me, sir. I want to butt in, but I want you to tell the people, because a lot of people don't know about the Dred Scott decision. So you explain the Dred Scott decision for them. I know of it because I'm a pro-black. I've been on the front line for a long time. So just explain to them how we don't have any inalienable rights.
Thank you.
Would you explain that to them?
Thank you. So Dred Scott versus Stanford, it was decided, I think, in the Supreme Court that the white man Negro has no rights that a white man has to acknowledge. You, to this breath that you're taking right now, are still labeled as 3/5 of a man. I don't care how many white people are going through it. I don't care how many Asians. They are not in your situation. It's the same thing I got to tell my sisters. I don't care what you see on TV. You are not in their position. I do not care how many white people are going through it. You are not in their shoes. You are not a citizen of the United States of America. You are not. Are not. I'm not making that up. To the breath you're taking right now, everything that you know about law, to this breath you're taking, you are not a citizen of the United States.
Hello. Now, would you tell them the 14? Because you have a lot of brothers who think the 14 covers over that, but it don't.
The 14th Amendment, to make it clear, is for corporations. It's not for you. To make it very, very simple, it's for a corporation like IKEA. IKEA has religious rights. You don't, because you're 3/5 of a person. It's not something I'm making up.
It's a breath of fresh air to have what I call mature conversations with brothers who eloquent enough to explain. Just like I said, I'm a Southern simple man, but I am a genius when it comes out to strategies. I met a lot of people smarter than me, but I ain't never met nobody who can outthink me. But it's a breath of fresh air to have this type of conversation where we can lower our, well, we don't want to use the word emotion, but studies have shown that we have 45 of them. But to make us have a decent conversation where when we finish with this, we ain't going putting our head in the pillow and saying, hey, there's no way I can win. In these type of conversation, you can walk away and say, you know what? I'm gonna look at it a little different. We all make changes in life. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still learning from children, man. I ain't gonna never say that I know all, but I will say I have some good damn questions, because when the heat started getting too heated, I started just asking questions. So I have to say it again. It's a breath of fresh air for mature brothers to come together on this panel and try to have solutions.
Yes, and I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble. It's a lot of, you talking about, like I said, non-consecutive years of study. I started watching TV in 2007. I read. I'm not average. So don't feel bad that you don't know it, because one of your weird little brothers went out their way to learn some stuff, because I realized we've been played with. I'm from Liberty Heights in Gwinnett, Northwest Baltimore. I don't come from them people that you can play some games with and walk off safe. I don't like being played with. It's not a joke to me. It's my life. I have too many older people I come from that have sacrificed, gone and died, and I'm not going to play no game. So that's why I really wanted to listen to you and see what your position was, and I do agree. And what you're talking about is what I've been learning more to do. I could go in to a courtroom and blase, speak Moorish Latin, and I watch them put their heads down and bow to me, because that's what it's called, Moorish Latin, which you learn. Your medical schooling is written in Moorish Latin. Your legal stuff is written in Moorish Latin. And like, again, I know it's shocking to hear when you understand, like civil liter mortuus is a Latin word. It means civilly dead. And so you are 3/5 of a person labeled civil liter mortuus, which is civil. So this family court stuff is civil, and you're dead in the eyes of the law. That's why they do everything by what? Arbitration, by forgot the word the brother said.
Mediation, arbitration, discretion,
it's like,
discretion.
It's inalienable rights we're talking about.
Most certainly.
It's not civil. And they go, it's not criminal. No, it is criminal. Even your criminal laws are civil. They're not against human rights. They're not for human rights. I can tell you how real and raw it is. I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna scare some people. This is probably gonna scare some people. Two things that are simple. It's no such thing as black people, and there's no such thing as white people. The people we call white are actually pale, and we are brown. If you get somebody that actually came from Africa that's here in America and they have their citizenship, because I've seen dual citizenship pass across the screen. If you could possibly get their ID, I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock your life. You're going to find out that ID, if they're from Ghana, if they're from Nigeria, it says white.
Mm-hmm.
It says white. The African brother's probably going to hang up and run now. But that's the reality of it. It says white. It doesn't say black. I forgot the brother's name. You can Google. He was an Egyptian. He looked about my complexion. He got mad because his ID kept saying white. He said, "No, I'm with my people. I want to be black like my people." They said, "You're not, but you're not black." Y'all have to understand law. And what I'm telling you is, I want people to understand is what this brother is telling you is the truth. Being together is more important than being right. If we get right on the right things, we'll be fine. But it takes some study. So turn the damn TV off. In some cases, turn the damn YouTube off and put your ass in a book and read. Get a Black's Law dictionary and look up words. It will blow your mind what you think words mean. Study
one of the best dictionary in the world. I'm going here, brother. I'm sorry.
Etymology, parse, and syntax, and learn what words mean. And that's how you play the game. I am to be 100 and keep stuff a buck. I'm third generation hitman. My father comes from Detroit, Michigan. He shot and killed people there. He came to the city and he shot and killed people here in Baltimore City. My father's father was a hitman. My older brother, who got killed at 21 years old, was a hitman. That's what I was around. If I can change it, nobody else got no excuse. It's not for no particular person. Anybody can look in a book. Anybody can read it. Anybody can understand it. I'm not special. I'm not better than nobody else. If you get yourself real quick, if you get yourself a Black's Law dictionary or Bouvier's, get a etymology dictionary or unabridged dictionary and look up words. That's what Malcolm did. That's why he changed. He started to see what words actually meant. It's going to change your life when you look and find out how much games these people was playing with. You can Google it right now while you're listening to me. Why are you on the internet right now? Dred Scott case, look that up. I'm not making up nothing. They have not repealed that. It's active this moment. And what were you saying, brother?
I was gonna say it hurts me that I had to be at 61 years old and be rejected as much as I'm rejected in this black YouTube spaces in street, because I got a little age on me and a little wisdom on me, and we are living what I call the world star generation, where everything has to be raw and nasty and filthy and this and that. You wouldn't go in the courtroom and present yourself like that. And why do it here? Because you are trying to train men how to go in there and win something, which is already, it's lopsided before you get in there. But just
I got you. But brother, just because you old school and stuff like that doesn't mean we don't want to listen and pay attention.
I'm not saying nobody on this panel, brother. I'm just saying, if you had been some of the pounds I have had young guys come out and say, I wish all old people die and all that kind of stuff. That's what I call the world.
Like, I don't mean to push back on you, but it ain't like I'm not listening and learning something from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to attack you, but when when you come off and say that, these ways, what I'm trying to say is, when you talk about the old ways, all I'm just trying to say is the new ways. You know what I'm saying? If you can explain those old school ways and a new, concept to the new people, I mean, maybe we'll probably get it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and the court system, how it is, how the court system is, how it is to nowadays, is just a bunch of fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, my brother.
But it's not that I'm not going against you.
And I have that Southern vernacular.
Well, I'm Southern too. I'm from Nashville.
No, but I'm saying, but see, you was probably a little more educated than when I was coming up, due to the fact is y'all was the world of communication opened up a lot better for you all. But I was a working father at the age of 16, so I got a lot of hands-on education.
We could definitely learn from your old school ways. We just got to apply it to our new school
right.
That's
and so that's what I try to do. I tweak it. You know what I mean? DJ Cooter used to say about me that I had a saying that the moon is 1 billion years old and nobody call it old. The sun is 1 billion years old, nobody call it old, and use it just fine. What I am finding now, because the vernacular of the new generation has changed, that it's just when they hear the tones, it turns them off. It's like it's almost like some of the 70s music. You know what I mean? If you wasn't brought up with it, you hear it. You cutting that off the radio. You got to have that bass, that 60 and 30 bass bumping in your backside for you to be able to understand it's a music playing. So I do understand all that. And Malcolm said it very eloquent too, is when you go to speak, you speak in the tones of the people you trying to reach. I guess I'm just too old, and I'm on my way out to Africa. This Corona or macaroni, whatever y'all call it, because they keep changing the cheese on it.
Macaroni?
It's macaroni because they keep changing the cheese on it. So whatever they call it, it stopped my whole thing. I'm moving to Ghana. I'm not moving to Ghana. That was my first choice. So they put a military base there. I'm moving on the other west side. And
are you moving to Africa?
Senegal. I'm going to Senegal. I'm going, huh?
Are you running from child support?
My son is 45 and my daughter is 22 years old. So I'm way out of that game. So so what I'm trying to say is I'm going where my tone and the way I speak won't be piercing someone's ear where they would want to turn me off before they listen to the message. I'll learn from them and they'll learn from me. And I'm going to spend my rest of my days in giving back as just as much as this universe gave me. I'm one of them old pioneers. I'm one of them old Nation of Islam guys. I'm one of them old Christian, holy Christian. You know what I mean? So I understand.
Are you gonna build an African temple where we can all go up there and listen to the word?
It's gonna be a school. No, I'm not trying to be a guru, but it will be a school for the younger generation, because that's where the fight started at, and that's where I'm going in and plant my seed.
Indeed.
Because I promised my mother and my father I'll be the first to go back. And so that is, my mother and father passed away in the 90s. And so that's been my goal. And I was able to work in Hollywood to make enough money. And I was able to take care of myself where I can go over there and have a good pension. And, it's 1901 where I'm going at.
Yeah. And I want to say something. And this is why I tell y'all, when anybody come on a platform, whether if you agree or disagree, let the person speak. Arguing back and forth or cut it off, it's a waste. You don't get nothing out of it. And now that he really stated his case further, it seemed like when Noble got on it came further. I got a better understanding. Like I said, it wasn't about you being wrong. It's just, what you're saying is not that simple. It's not a walk in the park. It's not no 1, 2, 3 and that's it, because I did a lot of stuff you said do. And yes, we do have to learn the laws if you want to try to make change and get cuts and everything else. I have no problem with that. So, that's why I say it's good to let the person speak and talk and not cut people off, regardless be OG, whether if he young, nothing. I let a baby mama Ted say what she got to say. Even though she talking stupid, I let her talk. That's why we can't be like that. We just can't.
The first thing I'd like to say, happy birthday, Malcolm X. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And rest in peace, Paul Mooney, man. He was that nigga, man.
Yeah, I was on stage with him a couple times at Marriott.
Oh, you was on stage with Paul Mooney?
Yes, sir. I've been on the stage with the greats. I just couldn't keep it up. You know what I mean? That wasn't my mission in life.
Who's the most famous person you work with, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, the most famous person I worked with, let me see, what's his name? Chris. I worked in CB4 with Chris Tucker, not Chris Tucker, but what's his name?
Brown?
The other Chris comedian.
Chris Rock.
I worked with Arnie Harrison on a movie called Congo. I was on Living Color for a season and a half. I don't work with a lot of the greats, man, but you know what? Ain't none of them been more greater than me, because my mission in life, I'm the only person who can complete it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I think the frustration comes from listening to older males, from a male. I know my generation, being 80s baby, I'm 35, is that we tired of hearing the prostration, hearing us to prostrate and be patient and just do it this way and just get along. We tired of hearing that. You know,
I am too.
Yeah. And not only that,
I'm tired of that too myself, my brother. I don't hang with old people. I got an in and out crossover on the basketball court. Old motherfucker will just fall out and have a heart attack trying to keep up with me. So I don't hang with them neither, because I think they're part of the problem. And I'm one of the only OGs came on and said, we failed our mission, because if y'all don't know nothing, we didn't teach y'all nothing.
That's respect.
And sometimes it's how you say things as well. You know, people take it the wrong way, even if you didn't mean like you say your dialect or whatever, and take it the wrong way. So now you said they don't want to even hear it.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to hear none of you talking about. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
I have a lot of respect for what you just said. When you take responsibility for your generation, I don't like when people say, male or female, say, I can't speak for everybody. Yes, you can. Just speak and be wrong or be right. But either way, you're gonna be
right.
You know, so I have a lot of respect for that, and I'm working my ass off so my generation don't have to apologize for our failure.
Right.
Even though we fucking up right now, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think it's a bigger picture, and we need to continue to focus on the bigger picture, so we're not missing these little things. Because at the end of the day, if I haven't done anything, I want it to be clear on how severe this situation is. We have our own, and that's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong with the fact that we have our own particular problem, and that's fine. There's other nationalities. We can look to other nationalities of a so-called races and go, yo, cool, we can do that. But we have to understand how severe our situation is. We, as a people with brown skin in North America, have never been through slavery. What we went through is not slavery. Study history and you'll find that out. We didn't go through slavery. You would look at the Jews in the Nazi camp. They kept their nationality. They kept their stuff. We didn't get to have that. We didn't go through slavery. The word slavery comes from the word Slavic, Slavonkian, Scandinavian. It's somebody with pale skin. It's not somebody with brown skin. We didn't go through slavery. We don't go through racism. The word racism comes from race, which comes from a word racine. Racine means to rush. Right. It has nothing to do with what you look like. We have gone through two things. Our genotype has been attacked. That means it's been killed off. That means we've been going through genocide, which is a crime. Racism isn't a crime. Genocide is a crime. We didn't go through slavery. We went through dehumanization. That's a crime. That's why we're 3/5 of a person. We've been dehumanized. They said that, not me.
And now we're acting it out, and that's just
absolutely. We're not acting human at all. It's not human to run Holocaust numbers in abortion clinics. It's not a human thing to do.
The Western Dictionary used to call black women the definition of a gorilla, and now our brothers are starting to echo the same thing by calling them hyenas.
You see? It's our problem is we don't act human, and we keep going. If you look at our sisters, really stop and think. Whoever taught them how to raise their children? Nobody. Whoever taught us how to mentor our own people, our own way? Nobody. We have not addressed the number one issue, the first issue, that we have been dehumanized. We need to get back to the part of being human. We too busy consuming with our consumption. We're consumed with our own consumption. I gotta go. We can get everything but us. We get everything and everybody else. We can get lit. We can get bread. We can get that, but we can't get us. And that's the problem. People do not see what the problem is. That's why I said this issue of a child not being with his dad, her dad, is a human rights issue, and we don't even recognize it. It's not about the courts. It's the Hague exists, World Court exists. We don't have to keep playing with these fucking county and city cops, cops and courts. We are indigenous people. There are rights for indigenous people. It's actually called rights for indigenous people. It's an actual thing that the United Nations and the Hague acknowledged already. We don't have to keep playing these games.
And Malcolm wanted to do that.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what he was doing. That's why he was killed. We're going to, for human rights, everybody gets killed. I'll kindly get killed by bringing this thing up, but it's different. I'm in a different position from Malcolm. I already am my proper person. In propria persona sui iuri. I go into a court, I say, edator delegontione su autoritanti sordinam, to a judge, and they will bow their head because they know who they're talking to.
Free man.
Hey, you know what? This a lot of knowledge from the Moors and also under Islam. J Speed, they're asking for your YouTube. Tell them your YouTube page so they can subscribe.
J Speed OG. And mostly what I deal with outside of the courtroom, I deal with health, how to keep yourself preserved, what kind of foods to eat, stay away from the pharmaceutical. This stuff you smoking is not marijuana, it's chemicals. It's no other than bath salt, crack, or heroin that you are smoking when you smoking bud. That's not a natural plant. That's not a God plant. That's a man-made plant.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've been on here for like 3 hours, man.
Appreciate
we got to do a segment with OG and Noble and a few others. Definitely talk some knowledge when it comes to the
Hey, hold on, Judge Palmer. I don't mean to cut you off, but J-Speed, spell that out so I can put that.
Yeah, he's gonna type it in the chat so everybody can see it.
Okay, right, I'm typing in chat.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So yeah, any last words?
Yeah, I got one because I'm let the eloquent brother finish it off because he did come in. And see, that's what I'm talking about, that olive branch. When one soul can come in and calm down the whole room from going in the direction that we shouldn't have been going in. So I highly respect that brother who came in. One thing I want to leave with y'all in y'all head, in warfare, in the art of war, the biggest target is always the biggest gun. And so when the brother got into the genotype, we are the biggest guns due to the fact we don't have to pick up a gun to destroy a nation. The only thing we have to do is zip down our pants. No other nation can do that but us. So that's why we're being attacked the way we're being attacked. And the woman is being used because she is the what? She's the manufacturer for every black man on this planet. Peace and love, and always strive for the truth. J Speed OG, your brother from a different mother.
Peace and love.
Hey, Noble, they what's your YouTube as well, bro? They asked for yours too.
The World Class.
Cause you put it on before. The World Class. It's the world.
Yeah. He tried to put it on before. We still couldn't find it, bro.
Yeah. The World Class, y'all.
I'll look up for it again.
Anything you want to say, Noble?
I just again appreciate you brothers. Y'all doing a fantastic job. I appreciate the integrity and the honesty. And again, I look at you brothers as brothers speaking up for our children, and definitely speaking up for our brothers, man. Y'all are definitely a gem. I appreciate you, man. Everything that y'all do. And like I said, the boring stuff is the only thing gonna move us forward. You gotta put the time in, turn the TV off, turn the game off, put the time in, get your body right, get your money right, get your mind right. Read and stay equipped. It's about everybody. Every man needs to have a copy of the Art of War. Every man needs a dictionary. Because so we can literally be on the same page, verbatim in real life. So we can be on the same page and weaponize this. If we can get this energy up to be on a call like this, a show like this, we can do other things. You know, we can do all things to each other. And I appreciate you guys. And like I said before in the show, my intention is to be the greatest generation in the history of the planet. That's it. That's it. I want immortality. I say peace and love. Appreciate you, Mr. Palmer.
Yes, sir. Game of lives matter.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? This is the bailiff, man. Appreciate everybody showing up. J Speed, OG, even though you old school, bro, I didn't mind taking out the time to have a back and forth with you with the new school. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot. Didn't know you was on stage with Paul Mooney, man. So, shout out to you and shout out to your channel, bro. I mean, keep doing what you're doing. And if you build that temple in Africa, I'll be there. Whatnot. Have me a little monk robe on and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. Shout out to what you're doing. And of course, Miguel Noble, you know you always appreciate it on here. And I ain't got too much to say after that, bro.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, this definitely was a good dialogue, some good knowledge even when you talking about the original man. Can't make that up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we passed the 3-hour mark. I ain't know it was gonna go that far. But I don't be looking at the time, but I see it hit me. So that's why I gotta get off and run for my child support. You know what I do. You know exactly what I do. Gotta get the runs, But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will be back on tomorrow. And tomorrow, got another situation where a baby mama terrorist cut the man out the picture for 16 years because he didn't want to be with her. And she admit that she alienated him, and now the son's 16 and he's disrespectful, talking back, getting in trouble. Now she want him to come back in the picture. So I want y'all to see the video clip. I told you can't make this up with these baby mama terrorists. She ran him out the picture. She didn't want him because he didn't want her. And she used that us package. And he went on about his business. And now she wanted to come back after 16 years because she need help with the son. And then they actually have him to come on and he stated his case. She's still trying to make it a package deal. You just can't make this shit up. So tomorrow we're going to definitely talk about that. And this was on, what's his name? He's on Love and Hip Hop. Comedian Shawty and what's his name? They want to be having his hair all permed up and everything from Atlanta. It's going down. He got this song, It's Going Down. What's his name?
Oh, that's Young Jock.
Young Jock.
Young Jock radio station. That's where I got it from. So we're gonna definitely let y'all hear.
I'm mad at myself that I thought all that shit because I don't watch that Pookie and Ray Ray show.
I don't watch it, but that was a good contact to somebody calling, and she admitted that she alienated him for 16 years, and now I'm wanting to come back. And we're gonna talk about that. That, like I say, these baby mama tell you single motherism, and then now 16 years later you want to come back and be a father. Come on now. But we're gonna definitely dissect and talk about that. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I say, when people come in here, man, even if you got your differences, whether they're wrong or right, we gotta let them talk, man. I don't want my page to be like others. We arguing back and forth and bickering and shit like that. That's not what I want my platform to be about. I don't even want a baby mama tears getting snapped on. You know what I mean? So we definitely gotta keep our emotions in check. Because that ain't what I want to bring here. That's for other platforms that do that shit, calling people gay and all that, deadbeat and punk ass and all that stuff, man. We men, man.
Indeed.
Yeah, we men. And even if you disagree, let's understand why he or she believe that. And then, like I told y'all, sometimes you can learn from a dummy. You remember that commercial? You can learn from a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you hear Reddit, you can learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's gonna be some people in here that you're gonna disagree with. I'm sorry, like
you know I don't agree with everything the brother said, but what I'm saying, I'm not finna cut him off. Say you lying, you wrong, you old. I don't want to do that on my platform. Other people do that. Well, you old, you piece of shit, and you boomer. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that because that ain't what this page is about. Even if he is talking outdated, or she's talking outdated, or she's a baby mama Tess and she say all men ain't shit, regardless of what you say, but we just learn from it. You know what I mean? And he did drop some jewels.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Right, he did. When you got to do a better understanding. And then when Noble came in, even he said he agreed, but at the same time, it's not that simple. But he said it in a different way. So that's what I'm saying.
I definitely agree with him, but he definitely didn't give me the agreement back that the laws have changed. I saw that too, but he didn't give me the same respect of agreement that the laws have changed in 2021. I didn't say nothing, but
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good though.
I agree. Sometimes when you're dealing with old school and baby boomers, they tend to kind of be like you don't know what you're talking about. You wet behind the ears in so many ways. That's how a lot of people took it. I get it. But I'm not about to cut him off and say all that. Let him say what he got to say, or her, or whoever. I don't want my page to be like other platforms. Like I say, I hear people say, even when I was on Platinum Elite, and one of the brother who say, he say that you can get custody just like that. He got it, and he said that the county don't take no type of money. They do it for free, except welfare. I listen, but people come simp and gay and all that shit. No, I don't want to do that. I want to talk civil, and then y'all make the decision. Oh, he don't know what he's talking about. That's how we got to do it, man. So I definitely, that's one thing I mean, change the laws of your mind. We can't be reacting like these baby mama tears, these blue pill simping forces, because that's their job. That's not our job. We can't do that. You know what I mean? We definitely can't. But I definitely give a shout out to OG, because the more he talked, the more he was making more sense, and I was getting a better understanding. And also shout out to Noble, because he got that game. I wish D was up in here. She definitely came in. And
that's why I came on here. You need to make her a mod, bro.
Yeah, I definitely will. She had left back. I texted to see if she come back on, but she was gone. And then Blackness just came at the tail end. I was trying to get him to come in to state his case of what he went through, doing the things that like the OG say you shouldn't do, but he did the exact same way. And we both in Illinois.
Bro, yeah, because if you had OG and Blackness and Miguel Noble on here, my head would explode with all that goddamn knowledge.
That's what I'm gonna try to do. Maybe this weekend, if Blackness ain't doing nothing, I can have you, Blackness, OG Noble. That could be a good one, and we have a good dialogue and go from there. And
I'll make sure I stay off the panel, because that's too much knowledge for me. I'm gonna get ignorant.
We can definitely do that. I have no problem with that. And that's why. And here's another thing. Everybody's in the chat. Here's another thing. My platform is about changing the laws of your mind. Call out these baby mama tears. Tell your story. Tell your truth. Have your receipts. 101 vent and everything else. If y'all want knowledge for somebody who who can get you off child support, or who can get you to fight for a lawsuit or anything else, go on a page. My page is for my page. OG's page for his page. Noble page for his page. Platinum Elite's for his, and Kevin Samuels for his. Everybody got a lane. And that's why
don't come to my page. My page is a bunch of bullshit. So
yeah, and that's why a lot of us go through all the different people page in the Black Manosphere, or even outside the Manosphere, because you get different knowledge for different reasons that benefits you. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what we got to realize. I don't know everything. I ain't perfect. I ain't a saint. So you go, if you want to learn how to be a saint, you go to that page that teach you how to be a saint. That's what I do. I go on other people's page, check it out, get knowledge and everything. I'm not nowhere near Obsidian, but I respect what he talk about, and I get some knowledge from him. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, and that's what you do. Shout out to China White for chiming in. She definitely putting in that work. She talked that knowledge when it comes to being a female and a woman. That's why I say we definitely all have to change the laws in our mind. But like I said, take heed from what this baby mama terror said. A lot of these baby mama terrors are bitter, angry about the man who not with them no more, or the man who ran off, and they still set their kids up for failure when they don't have to.
Yeah. Definitely go to China White page, man. If you want
definitely go to China White page, man. She got the Lions Den. She got 3 or 4 different platforms, and she talk about how a woman should be and being submissive to the man and so on. So
I'll tell you another thing. I'll tell you who's cooking in this community right along with you, Judge Palmer. Bernard Riley and the lead attorney. They definitely cooking, man.
Oh yeah, I did another interview with him this morning. We ace, man. Me, him, Ramil, Tie City, man. We ace up in here. So definitely appreciate that, brother. He understand. He could tell you his story. But y'all heard his story yesterday. So I mean, I'm just saying. So all I can say is people that don't agree with me, just go look at some of the videos I talk about, and and that's that. I don't have to go back and forth about something that I already put out there. But like I said, maybe Saturday or Sunday we can have, like I say, either we have Blackness, OG, we'll have Noble.
And I'll tell you the name. I'll tell you
on here as well.
I'll tell you the name of the panel of the show, the knowledge panel. Because you're gonna have some smart motherfuckers on there, man.
Right. So ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's what I say. It's all about.
I think that's the thing that you have to do is and granted it's public, but put together think tanks.
Exactly.
And I made sure I stayed around people that were smarter than me. I made it my business. And I love it. I love.
I'm gonna have to. I'm my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when y'all get on that panel, I'm gonna have to have 2 dictionaries open just to all the fucking knowledge y'all about to drop. I'm gonna have to have 2 dictionaries, Google, all types of shit.
I'm telling you, it's boring as shit. But when somebody sit down and show you how to read a dictionary, it's a skill set. It'll change your life, bro. Well, like the Bible, for instance, people leaving religion, you really have never gotten it. When you sit down with the Bible, you're supposed to have 5 different books.
Right.
Because the Bible doesn't teach you how to read. The Quran doesn't teach you how to read. You have to. It's like all these religions, and like the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita's, the Dead Sea Scrolls is like the NBA, NFL, NHL. You gotta have a certain skill set before you get there. You know, and this free public school system or fool system has really let us down. Didn't teach us etymology, parsing, and syntax. So
right. Hey Noble, before you go, what's your channel again? Somebody asking. Kale's asking. What's your channel again?
The World Class.
The World Class is Noble's channel, y'all. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and run for this child's forward, of course. And
you're running.
Yeah, keep myself running. Yeah, and definitely be on here tomorrow and talk about that other baby mama Terry's bullshit.
Yeah, that's it. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love.
Peace, man. Peace out. So yeah, like I say, man, it was a good dialogue. I hope y'all learned from the baby mama Terrors. I hope y'all learned from OG, Noble, and everybody else. Like I say, man, we definitely have to talk with respect. We can't be clowning each other. Even if you disagree or agree, you got to learn from that person, whether if it's something you agree or disagree with. You got to learn from each other. You know what I mean? He wasn't nowhere near all the way wrong. So that's what I'm saying. We definitely have to change our mind, even when it comes to that. All baby boomers are not the worst, but the majority are. That's the facts, but not all. You know what I mean? Tim said long stream beneath. Yeah, I wasn't planning on being on this long, but I wasn't finna stop it either. Varine, what's going on, bro? So I'm not gonna hold y'all no longer. I'll be on here tomorrow at 5. And like I said, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna try to get OG, Noble, maybe and Perfect Blackness, and possibly D to come on here. If not D, would definitely them 3. So yeah, I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace. Court is now adjourned. Yeah. It's a wrap.
Baby mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups.
Round around, try to play the role as innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos. Behind closed doors, she rocked them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong. Knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another bitch instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this.
It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.